fixed it.
Okay.
I think.
So
I don't know.
Reset.
I don't fucking know
It's
if this
okay.
has fixed it. I'm gonna mute the thing on YouTube at the start. I'm really getting tired of this not recognizing Discord every time OBS starts now.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, there's my voice. I sound very creaky and tired. I hate that for me. There's only 2 weeks left of school for me, and like I've like really, it's like that's really dawned on me,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm in that sort of despair of like, I mean, I'm excited for it to be over, but it's like, man, like I'm like exhausted just thinking about it. It's not done yet. In fact, one of my classes I still have a test before the final, which is like crazy. Like, how do you squeeze that in? But like, it's like it's all coming together real quick, and then like I'm looking at my next semester. I'm exhausted thinking about that. I'm just like, why can't I just be happy?
Right now, projector. Pop out.
Doggy.
And
I love the little puppy here.
Yeah, the puppy is nice. And minimize that. So, I did off-stream grinding.
As you always do.
We've got the bathhouse, we've got roofs, we've got windows. The wheat field is full. Somebody's going to come up asking for a toilet at any moment. Hey, Tabupo. Yeah, whatever, Bonanzo, I know.
What a man.
They've changed their minds. Yay.
I know nothing bad will ever happen again.
He barges in completely out of nowhere, and worst of all, he's right. Bonanzo, you will never be leader here. Anybody who's leader here, that's Rosie. Oh, the Deity's having something happen again. Ah, it's starting to have a little twist. You act all rough and tough, but you're actually a pretty deep thinker. The only thing I ever think about is where my next cabbage is coming from. We're not done yet, Cassander. We still need to grow 2 more different crops. When we've done that and the Deity's back to full strength, we'll be safe from the ill wind, so let's get to it. Hello, Cassander. I must say, ever since you brought us to your farm, life has been just one surprise after another for me. Everyone is growing crops and indulging in the fruits of creation with great big smiles on their faces. Does nobody respect the children of Hargon? Really now, Saffron? Are you still pretending to hate building? You're not fooling anybody. Oh, you're right, Lillian. It's true. Seeing everyone growing these crops is making me hungry. I want to make something to eat. Cassander, have it on good advice that if you put wheat on a bonfire, it turns into something rather delicious. Oh, please, Cassander, won't you make some bread for me? I'm ever so hungry. I will make a single bread. Wait, this is the barn. Dining room. Okay, here we go. I'll take that bread. Goodness me, Cassander. Did you really bake a loaf of bread? The High Priest Hargon will surely strike you down for such a sin. Although, could I... Honestly, Saffron, Cassander went to all that trouble to cook you a meal, and this is how you thank him? I'm sorry about my sister, Cassander. She's very grateful that you made us this loaf of bread, and she would be even more grateful for a little taste. May we? Thank you. Finally something to quell the thunderous rumbling from our stomachs. I'm sure you could make all kinds of delicious dishes from the vegetables you have growing here. If I were a builder, I would try putting anything and everything on a bonfire. Who knows what wonderful new meals you might invent. Here, take these, for the bread. But I'm afraid that I cannot offer you any more assistance than that. I cannot abandon my faith in the children of Hargon so easily. O almighty Hargon, spare me your punishment, I pray. One day I shall see the builder's works reduced to rubble. You have my word. Thank you again for baking that bread for me, Cassander. It was ever so delicious. Actually, you see... Really now, Saffron, what are you mumbling about this time? If there's something you want Cassander to make for you, stop wasting his time and say it. What my sister is trying to tell you, Cassander, is that ever since you made us that bread, we have become rather enamored with the idea of doing some cooking ourselves. If we had a special room to do it in, just think of all the incredible meals we could make. Wouldn't that just be wonderful? Cassander, Honestly now, Saffron, if you have something to say, just come out and say it. Cassander, I want to use the kitchen you made. I want to cook. If you would be so kind as to put any ingredients you find in the chest, we shall make meals out of them. But we're not builders like you. We can't invent new recipes. We can only copy the meals you've made. So I would urge you to experiment and come up with as many delicious dishes as you can. We'll put all our creations back in the chest in the kitchen, so if you're ever feeling peckish, have a look inside. Alright, now we're gonna put away 50 cabbages. 91 wheat. 10 crab legs. A bunch of kelp. And that's it. Nope. And here's Clayton asking for a toilet. Hello, Cassander. I see you've been sinning at a remarkable rate lately. Since you show no signs of wishing to repent, perhaps you might do me a favor? I'm sure my fellow residents and I would be glad of a tiny room with a pot and a towel rail in it, if you take my meaning. What's that? Why a tiny room? Would they not be more pleased with a larger one? It's a little difficult to relax and do what must be done if one is sitting in a wide open space. I really think that the room should be as small as possible. So to reiterate, that's a tiny room with a pot and a towel rail. Build that for us and we'll all be able to, well, you know. Oh, thank you, Cassander. You've no idea how long I've been waiting for a room like this. I can't tell you how hard things have been trying to sneak out into the wilderness to answer the call of nature in private, especially with all the cabbage I've been eating. Just the other day I hid behind a tree to unburden myself, but just as I had, you know, with my britches, I saw that Rosie's eyes were fixed upon my... I beg your pardon? What exactly am I talking about, you ask? Are you really going to make me say it out loud? It's what people make after they've had something to eat. Why not try it for yourself? Have a nice big meal with plenty of fiber, and then after a while, you'll find your new room comes in very handy indeed. Oh, and by the way, the pot will probably start to fill up after a while. Perhaps there is some way you can make use of that matter. And now they'll use the toilet. Hello there, me handsome. I heard something interesting from Alroth, so I did. He tells me you two met a Bodkin and did him a favor. Says he worked out how to make worm food in the process and all. That's blimmin' brilliant news. Why didn't he tell me sooner? If I didn't know better, I'd think he only had eyes for making fields, and he ain't given a single thought to them grassy meadows I love so much. But I ain't gonna give up that easy. I'll do me ma and pa and their ma's and pa's before I'm proud. I'm gonna turn the whole island green. I'll need your help to do it, though. Cassander, worm food's made from grass seeds and night soil, right? Do me a girt big favor and make one of them balls of worm food. Plunk him down somewhere away from your fields, and I'll turn the area around him into lovely little lawn. If you're wondering where to get your hands on night soil, look no further than that pot in the tiny room he made. Don't worry about getting your hands dirty. He can clean them up with the towel you put in there. I believe I have some night soil put aside, though, from killing creatures. One night soil. I don't have any night soil put aside from killing creatures.
If you hear me start screaming, understand that in Etrian Odyssey right now, I'm working on essentially a rolling log puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Over a very large area. And so, like,
Fun.
I step on a tile, and it goes, like, 20 tiles away.
Yep.
I'm trying to, like, get all the rolling logs so I can get into this narrow area, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure it out. Oh, I don't know how to spell the word puzzle, I realized.
Yep.
I end up just like a step-by-step guide to this puzzle. Because this is an area... The puzzle isn't that... Probably wouldn't be that bad. The thing is that the encounters here are, sort of RNG dependent. In the sense that, like, the main opponent here is a giant moth with confuse powder and slice and dice. Confuse powder can hit everyone and has a low chance of hitting, but will try to hit everyone. And slice and dice has them attack 20 times, or about 15 to 20 times, to random targets with a similarly low accuracy rate. which sometimes means they don't do shit that turn, and sometimes means they land 15 hits on my main offensive unit.
Hey, Malt.
There's no in between.
Hello. How are you doing? How are you
Doing
all
fine. We're harvesting cabbages right now.
Hold on, let me open the screen. Like, not the Twitch one, I'm already on the Twitch one, but I mean on the Discord. Yes, there we go. I just finished, well, not just, I watched the trailers for Death Stranding 2. It looks fucking great. Troy Baker is using an electric guitar / axe to battle like a robot piloted by a fetus.
Okay.
I need to experience this. I need to, I think.
Might also need to... Probably not explain, actually.
Hey, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in that trailer. I was just like, man, this is fucking cool.
Let's see. Our toilets now work as toilets.
Woo! You mean in Dragon Quest Builders or in real? Oh, okay.
I need to replace these with staircases. Do I have any staircases on me?
Basically, what I need to do is I need to finish Death
test?
Stranding 1 now.
No. Probably. I have one staircase. The difference in vibes between this particular save file and my personal save file are night and day.
Write this down.
Staircases improved. Now we're going to harvest a bunch of sugarcane.
So today, I'm going to introduce you all to the world of my first major psychological horror game. And a game that still unsettles me to this day. And the reason why Roxas had any emotional effect on me, honestly, which is I was primed for him just a little bit. Doki Doki Literature Club, a dating sim where you date 4 stereotypical high school anime girls.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
In voice chat text is the title screen, so you can see the girls. The setup is there is 3 dateable girls and then the tutorial character. There is Sayori, who is the kind of Genki girl archetype. She's super clumsy.
She's the childhood friend archetype.
She's the childhood best friend. She's Felicia from Fates. And then we have Natsuki, who's a tsundere. She's about 2 peaches tall, and has committed multiple war crimes. She does hate you and everyone, and is really mean. But it's like funny because she's short and powerless. And also really into... It's one of my favorite things where they're really into manga. And it's like, what type? And they're like, I don't know, manga. It's like there's multiple kinds. Are you reading like a shonen action thing? Are you reading yaoi? Are you reading shonen yaoi? Like, I need to know this information, whatever. And then we have Yuri, who is extremely tall, as notably taller than the player character. She is Tall Girl. She is Netflix's Tall Girl. By the way, love that film. It's so bad. Netflix's movie Tall Girl is a piece of, like, pure art. I'm obsessed with it. She spends the entire movie acting like she is the most oppressed person on the planet. And how can you not stand that? Anyway, where was I? Yuri's super tall, voluptuous, and she loves reading
Horror novels.
really dense books, and then reads like The Eye of Darkness or like something. It was some real world thing.
It was
some
something that
real-world
Dan
horror
Salvato
thing.
also did.
Yeah.
Her
Well,
entire
yeah,
thing is
she
that
reads that, and then also
she's a horror fan.
she's a horror fan. She loves big books, and she cannot lie.
I saw a sign.
And
What
then
does
we
this sign
have
say?
Monica. Dev, your own risk, perhaps your own reward.
Oh, this is deep.
Going straight to hell. And then we have
Oh,
Monica.
neat.
She is the president of the literature club. And I'll talk about their tropes in a second, but I think it's interesting to note Monica is American.
Ooh.
Her name is spelled with a K, but she is definitely intended to be American. I think like Western. And she's derived a lot from the trope of like the mean girl. She's Regina George, just not as outwardly mean. But she's like perfect and blonde, which is not blonde, but she's like this strawberry brunette moment. And she's student council president, and she's you know, she's perfect. And that is a big thing about her. Okay, so that's the introduction. Then you, the protagonist, are the only man in the universe, fortunately. Oh. I hate that for you.
What?
Or did you already fill it up over there? Never mind, you can switch. I thought like you had to go back to the spring.
No, I'm
So you
sorry.
accidentally scooped up. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Dits.
Hey, Dits.
But, anyway. Monica is not dateable. She is a grave injustice. I think we've all had an experience with a dating sim, if you play dating sims, that like there was a character that you really wanted to date and couldn't. For me, it was the Dear Monster, where like the sexy ogre man was not dateable, and I'm like, you're gonna give me a man who's like 10 feet tall and like has the muscle mass of Jupiter and
What was his
not
name?
let me like nibble on it a little bit? I don't know. And then they added him later in an update.
Oh,
thank
Slagathor
God.
the orc.
Slagathor. Like, loved him, couldn't date him, and I was so mad about that. A lot of dating sims have this, because you don't... I get it, you don't just want a cast of dateables.
Yeah, you want to
But
have...
it's sort of like...
Go ahead, Cass.
Everyone's type. That's what I was trying to say.
You want to have a bunch of side characters, but the problem is a lot of like more recent dating sims have missed sort of the point of the side character, and so they even make the side characters attractive.
Yeah.
I didn't have this problem with Full Service, the massage dating game, because I'm only really interested in one man in that game, but like the main character's friend who sends him toward the spa is in the same vein of like, he's not dateable. He's definitely somebody's type because he's drawn like every other character in this game.
Yeah. Like, if you want them not to be dateable, make them, like, either make them, like, the gender that the game is not for. If it's a gay dating sim, make it a woman, then it's, like, pretty obvious that, like, you're not getting all up in there.
Yeah.
Make them, like, I don't want to say ugly, but, like, don't have their nipples showing, you know?
Don't have their nipples showing. Don't give them biceps bigger than the protagonists. Make them actually
And the protagonists
play.
are already fucking huge, to be clear.
Really. Particularly with Full Service, that man is not an office worker. He is doing steroids.
Yeah. That's the core four. And the game happens in... I'm just gonna spoil it. It released forever ago. Huh?
I would rather it not be spoiled. I have been keeping myself.
You
I have
cannot
been-
play this game.
I have been.
Okay.
To explain what my thing
Why is
is.
that not?
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe if you.
Oh, there's a spoiled soil under it.
Oh, gross. Where was I? Doki Doki Literature Club. This is not a game that you should play, Mulch, because it has
I know someone
imagery.
hangs themselves.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
I was trying to play around that.
He knows about the suicide.
Yeah.
So if you're preserving it in the sense that you want to play it, I would caution that. If you just don't want to know, whatever.
Okay.
So where
Yeah,
do
go
you
ahead,
stand? Okay.
Go ahead.
The game takes place in 2 acts, basically. The first act, everything's normal. Everyone's you typically pick someone to romance out of Sayori, Yuri, or Natsuki. And things play out fairly typically. Regardless of route, you will learn about Sayori's inner turmoil, and she will delete herself. And then we shift into Act 2, which Sayori's character file is gone. And everything goes to shit from there. That's when it becomes more of a psychological horror game, and that is when the tropes become more obvious. Sayori is Genki Girl. Yuri is Yandere. Natsuki is Tsundere. I said I was waiting till Act 2 to describe that because they're not really that way in Act 1, importantly. But Sayori doesn't really show her nuance until like the final 2 days, for obvious reasons. And Yuri and Natsuki are not... Like, Natsuki's mean and Yuri's obsessive, but not to the point of the trope, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like, we learn about Yuri and her generally obsessive nature and the fact that she has a knife collection and has already been using them. And that's about all we know. And we know that Natsuki's, like, mean.
Natsuki is
fair.
like
If
somebody
I was
who
short,
is...
I would also be mean.
Natsuki is like somebody who is like defensive about their interests because they've gotten like pushback for it.
Yeah. Which we learn actually in DDLC Plus, because Doki Doki Literature Club is actually a free game. And then but the outpouring was so big that eventually they actually released DDLC Plus, which you can buy, and it has all sorts of extra content. And I would highly recommend it if anyone is ever interested. They have a lot of side stories which show like these characters' journeys before the events of the game and how they all met each other. And we learned that how Monika and Natsuki met is that Natsuki joined the club. I was talking about her love of manga, and Monika's like, are you into anything like a bit more academic? I forget the word she actually uses, but it's something along those lines. And then, you know, they go on a little learning journey, and Monika's eventually like, yeah, that was like shitty of me to say. It's sweet. Anyway. But in Act 2, Monika eventually is like, she's trying to get the player to notice her, and not the character, the player. It's a fourth wall fuckery game. And to do that, she's trying to make the other two as undesirable as possible. And so she turns up their worst traits, which is Natsuki's defensiveness and Yuri's obsessiveness.
See, I always thought it was... Oh, you keep going. I have a comment after you're done.
No, you just go ahead.
I always thought it was Monika who caused Sayori to kill herself.
Monika.
I always thought, like... Oh, she did?
Narratively speaking...
Go ahead, Cass.
Narratively speaking, the way the game is like, it's an implication thing, The way the game handles it is it implies Monica is just aggressively cyberbullying Sayori after a certain point in Act 1.
Yeah. The way I understood the implication is that, similar to her tactics in Act 2, he's turning up Sayori's quote-unquote worst trait, which is her self-hatred. And so that is what pushes it over the edge. It is... She didn't do it to Sayori. It's just the important thing. Because, unfortunately, Sayori was possibly already going that direction. We'll never know for sure, but it's not like she was making something out of nothing. But it turns into somewhat of a trope exploration thing, where it's sort of like, well, what would actually happen if a yandere was like into you, where you end up getting this horrifying like hostage negotiation sequence, more or less, at the end of Act 2, where Yuri's like confessing her love to you, because Yuri's the obsessive yandere.
Oh, hey, Crow.
And
1 second. I'm gonna type something.
Yuri's the obsessive yandere one. He's confessing her love to you, and she's holding a knife. And it's because yandere probably due to the simulator typically associated with girl with knife. Anyway, and you enter in this whole possibly very long, possibly very short sequence where you're trying to like figure out what she wants to hear, because like, if you reject her love confession, she goes berserk immediately. That's pretty obvious. If you say it, then she'll push you on it. And I don't know, it's just this very unsettling. And I've seen quite a few Let's Plays of this game, and some people say no. Like, some people say no to the love confession immediately, and then things get violent immediately. But I believe Matt Pat, if I remember his playthrough, he kind of navigated it for like a long time, trying to not push anything over. Inevitably you did. But
so it's a supposed to lose thing.
You're losing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how it is. I don't know, I just like the genius of, like, it can last for a while as you're trying to, like, calm her down, give her what she wants to hear, but inevitably you're gonna say something wrong, or she's gonna ask for too much, and then things go south, and she gets rid of herself. So that's one. Natsuki, however, so the exploration there is, if this were to actually happen to someone, it would be horrific, you know? It would be a terrifying sequence. That's fairly clear-cut, and that's, like, main story moment. Natsuki's a little bit hidden. Her defensiveness gets turned up to 11. And so what happens is, so glitches are happening. It's an indie horror. It was a very early on indie horror, but it was indie horror. And so like glitches are happening. I remember Yuri's eyes at one point get replaced with like photorealistic eyes.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. I've always wanted to do that.
It was like this one that scared the shit out of me the most. And like specifically, there's this time where it's photorealistic eyes and they slowly like get bigger.
Yeah.
And she's staring at you, and they get closer to the screen.
I hate to say it. I kept getting warned away from it because it was horror and it would be too much for me. And then I played it, and you want to know what my response was?
Lol.
It's not actually that scary. Yeah, it's just the vivid imagery of the two, moments.
Yeah.
Lol, he said. Lamau even.
Yeah. I will say,
The 2 control alt deletes on yourself.
I had a thought about what we were talking. Oh yeah, I've always wanted to use that kind of photorealistic eyes in an animated setting because that always looks creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna bring 3 houses up real quickly.
Oh,
That's
God.
kind of. I just want to say that's kind of what I imagine Dimitri's ghosts having. They're just black shadows, with real eyes, just staring at him. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So, again, Monica's trying to, like... She was not given a romance route. She's trying to make one. She's trying to force the player to be into her. Which is very funny, because the main Let's Play I watched was GT Live, and MatPat was like, that was his girl, like, immediately. And so this whole time he's like, I want to romance you. This is my choice.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how games like that. Sorry, keep going.
But glitches. Natsuki's glitches tend to be so you're read in Act 2. Like we go back to the beginning of the week. The Sayori's not there, and so you do the events with everyone again, but with their new personality. And Natsuki specifically, her script sometimes gets written over with what she actually wants to say. And censorship is gone in Act 2. There's no, like, talking around issues. In fact, this really shown in Act 1, where, like, you're talking to Sayori and she says that she has depression. And, like, it's just the weirdness of, in this, like, upbeat dating sim, just the word depression being said flat out like that.
Yeah, that
kind
is
of
weird.
Unnerves you.
Yeah.
And Natsuki, I remember there's one where she's talking about her manga collection and how she keeps it in the club room instead of at home. And in Act 1, she says that, like, I'd be so embarrassed if my dad found this. And in Act 2, she says, my dad would beat the shit out of me if he saw this. And that's exactly how she phrases it. Which is, like, ooh. There's a lot of that. It's not exaggerating.
I've not played DDLC Plus, but it's not entirely clear if that's the reality of the situation for her, or if it's another thing Monica's doing.
So is Monica like an eldritch thing?
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
But
guess what?
It's all to me, again, because it's in core, it's not clear cut. Yes, that is how things are at home for Natsuki. He just doesn't talk about it. Obviously.
Melon.
And
Melon.
so
That's
also why she doesn't invite you over to her house, because they're trying to do like what the school festival, because every game in Japan has to have that, and so she has to make cupcakes for the school festival for their little like club display, and she doesn't really want to invite you over until she can like confirm that her dad won't be there. Yuri doesn't get script rewrites because this is just all her anyway, to be honest. Now, what is Monica? Monica was essentially given... Monica learns that she's a computer program.
Gotcha. Self-aware character.
Before the events of, day one of the game. She has lived her entire life up to this point, being the club president and living her life, not knowing anything's different. And then she learns that none of it's real. And her personality isn't real, and none of them are real, they're just made to be appealing. They were created for some higher being to lust after. And that there's a real world out there waiting for her. And she's a perfectionist. That is her main trait. And I think there's something to be said of her learning of a better, more perfect reality outside of the simulation and immediately wanting it so bad, you know?
Yeah.
To the point. And then she treats her friends like, and does horrible things to them because at this point, she doesn't think they're real. She doesn't think she's real. She doesn't care about any of it anymore. And she just completely goes off the deep end. And then she starts messing with the code. And the thing with the game is that you can see in the files, like after Act 1, if you go in the files, sayori.chr is not there anymore. It got, like, the actual file got deleted.
That's fun. That
It's
reminds
an
me of
interesting.
Good.
It's an interesting little thing that tripped up even people who are familiar with how Ren'Py works, because that's not how Ren'Py works.
That's fun.
Also, I remember if you, like, download a copy of Sayori from, like, the internet or whatever and put her back in the game, like, the game opens up with Monica saying, like, some sort of compliment, like, "Oh, you're tricky, huh?" And then she deletes it again.
Yep.
If then we get into Act 3. Yuri gets rid of herself, and Monica just deletes Natsuki because she's not worth the time. And deletes everything, deletes the entire world except you and her. And then there is this massive sequence where it's just the two of you, and she's just staring at the camera, and she talks
What?
for fucking ever. There's an end to her script. It's just a very long list of topics she can talk about.
Real quick, I want to say, like, the opening of Act 3 is Yuri has deleted herself, and Natsuki walks in to the literature club to find you and Yuri's corpse.
Yep.
And Monica deletes her as she is reacting to that.
Okay. Well, I guess since we're giving more detail. So the thing was, the event in the original game script is for you to pick a girl to go spend the weekend with and do an activity with them at their house to prepare for the school festival. So with Yuri, it was cutting up streamers and decorations. So it's Saturday, because Japan. And she stabs herself in the classroom, and she falls over dead. And then due to the script saying, hey, you're supposed to be here for this time, you just have to click through endless dialogue of nonsense dialogue as the time passes in game. Probably hit the skip button to just get through it. And you can the camera is locked on her as, like, the blood dries and, like, she goes pale and the light leaves her eyes. And so she's, like, rank, basically, by the time Natsuki finds her. She's been dead for a little while. And then Natsuki comes in with the cupcakes that she made, throws up, and gets deleted by Monica. And then Monica has this whole speech of, like, taking one of the cupcakes and, like, eating it and being like, these were always my favorite, you know, and I really should have one before they're all gone forever. Even though I know it isn't real. Like, she's fully mask off at this point. Love that. It's this whole sequence, and it's so callous, but also a little bit sentimental. Because she's taking the food and eating it, and it doesn't give her any benefit. She, you know. Because the thing is, once she becomes self-aware, she also becomes like, oh, I don't remember really ever having to eat before. For example.
Yeah.
You watch Barbie, right? It's like a more intense version of Barbie, where, like, the character, like, Barbie is like, my feet have never touched the ground. I've never taken a shower or been dirty or got injured or, like,
Had milk
anything.
spoiled.
Yeah. All that to one more thing. In Act 3, Monica can actually sense if you're recording the screen or screen sharing or anything, and she'll like say,
Your
"Oh, you're
Windows
recording me, are
username.
you?" Yeah, she'll say your Windows username or your Steam username. And then she'll be like, "I'm camera shy. I'd really rather if you ask me." But she's very nice during this whole sequence, even if she's a little menacing. And then she's like, "Let me see if I can pull out a magic trick for the audience." And then it looks like it's gearing up for a jump scare. And then she doesn't do it, and she says, "I know that wasn't very impressive, haha." And then the actual jump scare happens. And it's like this bloody face thing, and then she like laughs at how scared you must look. It's great. Also, there's like a dedicated fan thing on Twitch that will like super chat to like big streamers streaming the game as Monica. Like it's the Monica Twitch channel. And then she'll
That's
be like,
fun.
"I found you." Like if they get to the Act 3, at some
That's
point they're
fun.
talking to Monica, quote unquote, Monica will super chat and say, you know,
Well, at least Monica is
"You
giving
thought you
this
could get
streamer
away from me
money.
that easy." Yeah. And then it's like how the game resolves is so at some point I'm sure a player is going to quit the game, either because they panic or because they're just done for the day, and they come back and Monica's like, "I felt so horrible when the game closed." Like she
6.
like talks about it as like a horrible nightmare that she couldn't wake up from, but she was aware of the entire time because when the game closes, she ceases to be. And then each time you close the game, it gets a little bit more obvious what you have to do. And at the end, she's basically like, "I
Wait, I
can't
can't
take
give
the
them
pain every
shields?
time you close the game. Can you check the files?" Like she's very clear that's like, check the files because you have to delete her.
Oh, okay.
Like that is what you have to do, and it rough. And then she has this whole sequence about her betrayal, and she's eventually like,
What a waste.
she like restores everyone except her. And
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
about to say.
she restores everyone and then like deletes herself as it restored her too.
And then the same thing happens if you try to put her back in the game. She calls you cruel playing with her feelings like that, and then deletes herself. And like you can never get the game back to how it was in Act 1, really.
You have to delete your entire save. It requires like the whole thing requires like a particular way of flagging things that
Like
Renki and-
Undertale.
yeah, that actually a lot of game engines allow you to do. The most interesting factor of it is the aftermath of that. Hey, who said you could get past?
Yeah. I broke the gate. It's so mean. Yeah, I don't really like this part of the lore,
What?
but I guess I'll share it. So in this new universe, Sayori is the
The new Monica.
president. Is the president of the literature club because Monica was deleted, she never existed, and because she's the president, she also gets self-awareness.
She gets self-awareness, and
she's-
she also gets the "you cannot date the president of the literature club."
Yes, but she's still your childhood friend as well, which is even more complicated. And she also gets like this pain, this existential, like horrible feeling, and she, also goes crazy. And so it's like there's no winning in that sort of case.
The total damage to the base is 2 palisade blocks and a gate.
Ooh,
Didn't
that
even
good
hit
or
the
bad?
torches behind.
that's good.
I mean, it's
Gotcha.
bad because I didn't even manage to keep it at 100.
Oh, yeah.
Dummy.
Granted, you can't keep the final boss at 100 either. He has to knock down the wall or whatever you have in front of the Deity.
Yeah. So the framing of the game is that you will, as you just explore, you will get poems from each character as you proceed their route. And also Monica will typically give you a poem as like an example of here's good writing, more or less. And then she'll like, here's Monica's writing tip of the day, and then she'll give you actually good advice. The thing about Monica, she's very well written, and she feels very intelligent, and it's hard to write an intelligent character, just in general.
Yeah.
But
Tomatoes.
anyway.
We're going for tomatoes. And
So
we got
that
all the
whole
tomatoes.
spiel is all of that was I just want to share the poems that I like from the game.
Pumpkin.
So Mulch, Yuri,
Yep.
Sayori, Monica, or Natsuki to start.
I don't really know their designs.
In
VC chat?
Monica's the one with
kinda know
ponytail,
Sayori's the-
Sayori's the one with the pink bow, Natsuki is the short one, Yuri's the one behind her.
Gotcha. See, I knew the short-haired pink one, but that and Yuri. I knew Yuri, but I didn't know about Natsuki. I don't know. Like, it sounds like a really well-written. Oh, right. You want me to pick one?
Who's for poem purposes?
I guess Sayori, the one who.
The
you know,
Genki girl.
Yeah, the Genki girl.
Okay.
That was my planting pulse.
I need to get.
She does not. She only gets 3 poems in the original game, unfortunately.
Okay, that's all right.
The first one is much nicer, and it's but it's still a hint at what may be going on with her. It's called Dear Sunshine. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Let's see.
It's a very cutesy poem, and it is nice, but then it's sort of like, so she's the trope of like she has a piece of toast in her mouth and is like running down the street and possibly getting hit by a truck. Like she's that girl.
Yeah.
And she, like, if you look in her design and voice chat text, like her hair is kind of messy and just a bow's thrown on top, and then her shirt is not like tied. I guess it's a running gag that she's very late to school all the time, and she's always she's running to catch up with the player. And that's a normal trope. That's a normal part of the trope. We see it a lot. The reason why is because she has clinical depression and doesn't want to get up in the morning. And then the sun that keeps waking her up is her best friend, the player. Who, like, well, if I'm not there to walk with him to school, then his day will start off bad, sort of a vibe. Specifically the line, if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, is sort of like, oh, with that in context.
Is it bad that I don't, from what you're describing the characters as, I don't really have much sympathy for Monica?
Well, duh.
Nah,
Okay.
it's not really that bad.
Alright, just making sure.
And then,
Just
spoiler
Monica.
alert, her third is on Festival Day, which is right before the stuff happens.
You find her. Yeah.
It is Get Out of My Head, written 27 times in sequence, and then get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished, it just stops moving. Which is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
And then moving backwards in time just a little bit to her most... Everyone has a long poem that's like kind of the thesis. And hers is called Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends, each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way, down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams, friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies, digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile beneath my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head.
That's Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. I love the imagery. I like the opening line being I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. Ooh, girl. It's so well written, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all she got. Well, I mean, she does have some in DDLC Plus. Let me see if there's one that I like.
Timefall. Man.
And nothing too much there. I mean, I guess if I have more time and my voice doesn't die, I'll go back to it.
All right.
All right.
You can always send me the
Cass, you
poem to
pick a
read out.
character.
Let's do Yuri because we've had some commentary on my appreciation of the yandere trope. Thank you, Ditz, for the stretch and posture check. Before you start reading the poems, I do need to refill my water, apparently. I drank it all.
Oh my god. Let me look it up on maps. My boss asked to, like, there's 2 events, and it's like, can anyone work them? But they're not from towns I recognize, and so if he's asking me to drive, like, a while.
Yeah. Is this the one, the person who got your promotion?
No.
Okay.
Okay, that is... That's 40 minutes away, which isn't ideal. It's by a lake, though. That's cute. I probably won't do it. And then... that is... There's no way that's how I'm supposed to get there. Let me try that again. Oh. Interesting. That's 35 minutes. That's not so bad. It's right by a Tom Thumb, too. I've always wanted to go to a Tom Thumb.
Tom
The
Thumb?
store? Tom Thumb. It's like a grocery store.
Huh. That's a
It
weird name.
sounds so bizarre, yeah.
Yeah, that is
Like, I'm
a
sure
weird
he's
name.
real. Shout out to Mr. Tom Thumb.
Yeah, Tom Thumb.
They have a focus on fresh produce and, like, freshly cut meat and stuff like that. It's not like one of those places where like everything's organic, but like a lot of things are fresh.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you're trying to be all fancy or whatever.
I feel ya.
Meanwhile, I haven't eaten food that isn't a hot link or a bologna in a while. Which
I've been
reminds me, I need
eating-
to buy more. I need to buy more bologna actually, because I've been fucking up fried bologna sandwiches recently.
I've been eating. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say on the topic of eating healthy, I've been eating yogurt recently, Greek yogurt, and it's pretty good. I
You've been
quite like
fucking up that bacteria.
Yeah. It's like the healthiest thing I eat. And it's nice.
Okay, getting. This rolling log puzzle is going to be the death of me.
Yeah.
If you ever want to have fun, look at a rolling log competition, though. I'm obsessed with them.
Mm-hmm.
I pop off my scalp like the lid to a cookie jar. Grass? What is a grass log? You keep saying that. There's like a roll-up, like turf sort of a vibe? Is it just dirt? Like a big roll of dirt with grass on the end?
Yeah. Well, that's
What's going
what it
on?
sounds like.
Well, are we rolling up J.K. Rowling now?
Mm-hmm. Evangelion Unit 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry
I'll
about
take a
that.
bike.
Had to use the
You're
restroom
fine.
while I was up.
Alright, on to Yuri. Ghost Under the Light. This is some poems have two parts, and so this is one. You get the first part just on the first day you talk to her, and then you get the second part if you're on her route. So, Ghost Under the Light, Part 1. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. That's about it. DDLC also has a slight commentary on the nature of poetry, where there's this in-universe conversation where Natsuki is like, a poem can be anything, and the simpler the better. If you can get an emotion on simple words, you're a better poet, and Yuri's of the opposite sort of idea, where poems should be this way, and she's very into classical poetry. And you can kind of tell that with how flowy her poems are. And the game in general kind of weighs on this, because we'll get to Natsuki's later. Her poems are very short, with a lot more obvious and impactful meaning. Yuri's are difficult to understand and take a long time to get to the point. And there isn't one better than the other per se, but it is something.
It's just a preference.
But Ghost Under the Light Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds. The silhouette grows. Closer, closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility. But I'm too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers. My heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding, I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand, the flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green, but my heart is amber.
Say. Wow. Huh. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I don't really know poetry, but that is pretty good. Like,
Yuri's style is the kind of thing, I think Iris in the campaign writes.
And now we get into so those are sort of romantic and talk about her view of the world. She is of the old. She's an old soul, and she chafes against the march of time into the future. And so she talks about the last remaining street lamp, because she's talking about a lamp, and then everything else is a street light with blue-green, modern lighting.
Yeah.
And that's what she's talking about. My heart is amber is sort of like this older fashion. She also... She believes herself to be an old soul, and that's why she's really into reading classical books, which is part of why she somewhat judges Natsuki for reading manga, which she perceives as modern. Which it isn't, as far as I'm aware, but I can understand where she would get that idea. So whatever.
I will say, manga started around in the 70s.
Yeah. Manga is a very modern thing, and just in general, comics are looked down upon as lesser than literature in general.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we get into her darker poems. The first one is about her activities with her knife. Because I keep trying to be obscure about things, but we're all adults.
I mean, we are all adults, just some of them are a little bit more sensitive to that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm saying I'm pretty sure we all get what I'm getting at.
Wait, no, she has no suicidal thoughts, right? I thought that's what you were referring to. Sorry.
Yuri engages in self-harm with her knives.
Oh.
But she is not.
I'd rather not hear this, then.
Yeah.
It's not explicit.
He set a boundary.
Are you sure?
I'm setting a boundary. I'm sorry. I would not like to hear that.
Skip that one and go into... Well, let me think. Is this one good enough? This one's pretty, but it's not substantial, so I have to budget my voice here. Wheel. This is her on Act 2 on the third day, where she is just deep into insanity.
She is in her shit.
She's in her shit. I'm gonna try to deliver this. It's a lot, and if I start choking, there's a reason. A rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding, bolt head, linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time devouring snakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all living human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes, exponential gearbox, a sky of exploding stars, God disproving the existence of God, a wheel rotating in 6 dimensions, 40 gears and a ticking clock, a clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time, a bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence. I can't say the word existence. A bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world, a kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox, breathing bolt head, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing god, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel.
It kind of reminds me of the ending. Kind of reminds me of the end of Metal Gear Solid 2 when you're calling the Colonel and he's just saying bullshit. He's just saying nonsense.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, kind of reminds me of that.
Hurt. Yeah.
Take a break, Mask.
Yeah.
Take a break, drink some water.
Yeah.
I have been. But I think the thing about that poem that I like is there is a through line of logic to it, where she's using a lot of the same motifs and weaving them together in this weird way. Example lines, a prayer written in time-devouring snakes with human eyes. Or a bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. Like, it's all of these, it's gears, snakes devouring snakes, God disproving God, over and over and over and over and over and over. Just cycling on into nothingness, because in her despair and her insanity, or wherever she's at right now, she has arrived at nihilism.
You know what, Mask? Here, I just posted a video for I think you dig Metal Gear Solid 2, because there's a point where, like, the game starts acknowledging that it is a game. Just click the video I just posted, All Crazy AI Colonel Kodak Calls, and he just flat out says, like, turn the game console off.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of love that. Like, but yeah, no, I do love that about Doki Doki Literature.
Oh, come on!
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also that blonde twink, if you're watching that video, that's Axel's voice actor. That's Axel. You'll recognize him.
That's not an advertisement.
Oh, yeah. It's Quentin Flynn. He's a fun voice actor.
Ooh. Okay. On to Natsuki, because we may as well save Hanukkah for the end. And also her poems are infinitely easier. Her first one is Eagles Can Fly. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. They broke your fence.
Yeah, they broke my fence. Because I was too hungry to actually attack them.
Yeah. You know, again, it's Natsuki's thing about, like, she wants to convey a complex message with a simple poem. Where all of the emotion is in the rhythm. That's why I'm trying to do rhythm when I read these. Which is X can Y, X can Y, X can Y. People can try, but that's about it. We're just kind of clunks at the end.
Yeah. He's not really good at this.
Guys, there's another
No, that's
toilet
intentional.
across town.
No,
That
I know.
other toilet also has a line.
Oh.
Like, she's intentionally saying people can try, but that's about it. And it just clunk, like it falls at the end. Because the meaning of the poem is that. That's where she wants the emphasis.
Yeah.
On to Amy Likes Spiders, which is often misunderstood poem, but y'all are smart. I think you'll get it. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone.
So she's homophobic, basically.
Not Natsuki herself.
Oh.
She is the victim of bigotry.
Oh.
On a surface level, it could be just the fact that, like, she is kind of historically been bullied by her friends for being into manga. It could be about her secret with her home life, and she feels that if anyone knows that she likes spiders, or in this case, is not safe at home, they won't like her very much. Or, as you just said, a lot of people think that she's into women, and she's terrified of letting anyone know.
Sounds like it could be all three. Open
So
to
the
interpretation.
poem is from the perspective of the bully to show just how crazy that worldview is.
Gotcha.
Like, specifically it's the end with, it doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross.
See, that's what
Like-
made me... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
That's what made me think it was the gay thing, because how often times have I heard, like, people who are defending gay relationships by saying it doesn't hurt you, which is true. You know, I'm not saying that's not true.
Or
But
keep it private.
Or keep it private. Yeah, exactly. Like, I see that as
It's
a
keep it
very
private
much...
until such a time as we actually do, at which point it doesn't exist at all.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly. Oh god. Oh god.
Like a declining wolf population leads to packs 100 strong that can smell the fear of a human baby.
Yeah. Ah, shit. I'm in Ghost World. Fuck.
That was a lot more bitter than I meant that to come out. But, as we know, I'm kind of a bitter, angry person sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, here's her last poem. She does have 2 love poems, and again, like with Yuri's love poem, I might read it if there is a want to have it heard after this whole thing, but it's lengthy and not relevant to her personal character. Her last poem is called The Request. I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's been something I'm worried about. Yuri has been acting kind of strange lately. You've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean, but she's not normally like this. She's always been quiet and polite and attentive, things like that. This is really embarrassing, but I'm forcing myself to suck it up. The truth is, I'm really worried about her, but if I try talking to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why, but please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist or something. I've always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see this happening. I know I'm just gonna hate myself later for admitting that, but right now, I don't care. I just feel helpless. So please see if you can do something to help. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll make you cupcakes if I have to. Just please try to do something. As for Monica, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. It's like she just wants us to ignore it. So I'm mad at her right now, and that's why I'm coming to you about this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just pretend like I gave you a really good poem, okay? I'm counting on you. Thanks for reading.
Aw, I like that.
Oh yeah, no,
And I
like,
also-
it's a very interesting thing.
And I also dislike Monica even more.
Like,
Here's a fun detail.
Which is, I suppose, the point.
oh yeah.
Here's a fun detail about Monica.
Yeah.
Monica, this is not one of her character traits, like pre-described programmed character traits. It's something she says she's learning to do. She is learning how to play the piano. The soundtrack is very piano heavy, but it's not everywhere. And
Yeah.
specifically, Yuri says, hey, let's go talk outside where we're alone. And when you're talking outside with her, the music in the background is just violin. And then at one point, the piano starts, and Yuri completely switches her behavior because she says Monica's listening.
Because
And
the
then that tells
piano.
you every time the piano is playing, Monica is there.
I
And
like.
somehow Yuri knows that, despite the fact that she does not have fourth wall ability. She just
Once
has this, like, I guess, sense that she's being watched.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Cass?
once we get into Act 2, like, they get a little bit more aware of things going on. Like, Natsuki can tell there's something wrong with Yuri, because of Monica fucking around with the programming.
Yeah. And also likely just, like, they can feel the fact that Sayori is not there in some way, and the whole rhythm is thrown off. Simply due to that.
For another little detail on that, at the beginning of Act 1, the description of the main character's life is that they have a few friends, and then also Sayori, who is their best friend. At the beginning of Act 2, or, hold on, I just skipped ahead. Sayori is the one who gets them into the literature club. At the beginning of Act 2, the protagonist's opening monologue is a lot more depressed and isolated, talking about how they don't have any friends, and they just kind of go home at the end of the day, and they wander into the literature club, because obviously they have to go there for the plot to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the game script keeps trying to adjust to any changes Monica makes, which is her eternal frustration. Which is why she eventually deletes the whole thing.
The game script also acknowledges that clubs cannot exist with less than 4 members.
Yeah. But now that you hate her, I guess it's time to go talk about Monica.
Yeah.
Pull her up. She has the best set of poems, I believe, personally. Because, like, a lot of her poems are similar to Yuri's Wheel poem.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I read one of these when I was doing the Roxas recap because it reminds me a lot of Roxas's whole thing in the beginning of KH2. And I'll read that one now. This is another two-parter. You get one in Act 1, one in Act 2. I'm just going to read it as one continuous poem. It is called Hole in Wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
That being the player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. And this is essentially an explanation as to how she got into this situation. And brandishing her pen is when she realizes maybe she can, now that she can see the code, she can do something with it.
Yeah.
So, very Roxas' simulation coming to an end coded, where, like, specifically I'm thinking of, like, in the Struggle tournament where the Keyblade appears, and Naminé's like, use the Keyblade, Roxas, and Roxas is just, like, completely lost at this point, because he doesn't know. But anyway. Oh, my back hurts. Let me switch how I'm laying. Too old for this. I say that as if I'm not laying on a unicorn pillow pet right now. Okay. Next one. The Lady Who Knows Everything. This is also Roxas coded. It's a Roxas meeting nominee. But anyway. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders the earth, the lady who knows everything, a beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift in the sky, victim of lost adrift in the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall, and I fall, and I fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind.
Neat.
In the Kingdom Hearts of it all, it's you were never meant to exist, Roxas. That's the meta. Shows up to the castle and nominates like, sorry girl. In the story of DDLC, it's up for debate if this is a real thing that happened to Monica. You know. Did she meet a lady who knew everything, or is this her? Or is this her before and after the realization? I think that's a fairly common theory, that this is her hypothetically meeting an undamaged version of herself.
Yeah. Now get the... Yeah.
Come on, princess.
And last one. There's two more where they're all like glitchy gobbledygook, and that's the whole vibe. It's called Save Me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless load me.
She was loaded there, I take it.
No, she was asking. It was a request.
Ah.
Like, save me and load me. The title is Save Me, she ends with load me. It's this vibe of, like, fix me somehow. Like, I think this is her denial phase, where she's like, put me back in a state where I didn't know what I know. Because now I'm turning around and I'm looking at the world and it's all 2D and I can see the colors and the flashes and the noise. Just the endless noise everywhere. And I can't live my life anymore.
She can see the way Ram
things.
looks like.
Yeah. And she turns to her friends like Sayori and Yuri and she sees 2D images. And she sees the fact that when Sayori walks off screen, she literally stops existing. you know, and it's driving her crazy.
Yeah.
I guess. Interesting. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Gonna get to Hartman, and then I'll put the brakes on Death Stranding. I have to carry a dead body up a cliff.
I'm gonna put one of Monica's DDLC Plus poems in voice chat text because it has a visual component. For those who cannot see it on stream, of like anyone in the stream audience, it is 2 marks of like her writing something and then crossing it out, and then the lines below say, "This is what I get for seeking perfection, a stain." And it's just, I find it so impressive that just 2 lines make me like feel so much. And like it feels like it has an attitude. Like it feels like it's meant to be read with that how I just delivered it. A stain, like with this level of disgust to it. And it's, you know, what, 7 words?
Yeah. A little bit it feels like
10.
why do I bother getting my hopes up?
Yeah. This
A
is a
vibe
poem.
I know all too well.
This is a poem called Controlled, and it was released in the physical version of DDLC Plus. I believe the Switch version is on the Switch and on the PS4. Maybe the Xbox, I don't know. I don't know if anything is ever on the Xbox. So.
If it's on the PlayStation, it's generally on Xbox. That's the way to think about it.
The satisfaction of control, the direct cause and effect of pressing pen to paper, the pride in my achievements, the responsibility of my mistakes. I breathe the weight of it all. Problems are just things that need solving. The future is called anxiety, the past is called regrets. The present can be shaped by my hands, my words, my actions. It controls me. Anchors me to my handcrafted reality, imprisons me within my own artisanship. A captive pen makes meaningless stains, wet lines soaked up by the pulp of dead cells. That's why I must learn to relinquish it all. The weight, the responsibility, the pride, the control, the pen in my hand and the one of my heart. So I can fly and chase yours, or learn to be happy watching you fly without me. Which sort of echoes her sentiment in the song, which you may have seen me linking a lot of versions of the song in music racks recently. Your Reality, which is the love song that she writes to you, the player. And it's important to note that obviously she doesn't know shit about you. It's the idea of being real that she is obsessed with. Because she's a perfectionist, and now that she knows that she is imperfect, inherently, that her world is manufactured, she can't stand it anymore. I mean, no one could stand it, of course. It's kind of made a note of that no one can handle that sort of level, that sort of horror, that realization. But Monica can't handle it in the way of she's lived her whole life to be perfect and worked so hard and sacrificed so much to be top of her class, student council president, da-da-da-da-da. And then that's just what she was programmed to be. You know?
Yeah.
It's that, like, it's like the erosion of all of her achievements and all of the work that she's put in through her entire life and have learned that none of it mattered. Like, how do you handle that? Like, I'm sure they would all handle it differently. But Monica specifically goes mad in the way that she does. Yeah. Last but not least, Monica's talk. In Act 3, there are 55 topics she can talk about. I will obviously not be reading all of those. But Mulch, pick a number between 1 and 55.
38.
Wine. Yuri did something really funny once. We were all in the club room and just relaxing as usual, and out of nowhere, Yuri just pulled out a small bottle of wine. I'm not even kidding. She was just like, would anybody like some wine? Natsuki laughed out loud and Sayori started yelling at her. I actually felt kind of bad because she was at least trying to be nice. I think it just made her feel more reserved. I think it just made her feel even more reserved in the club room. Though I think Natsuki was secretly a bit curious to try it. And to be completely honest, I kind of was too. It actually could have been kind of fun. But you know, being president and everything, there was no way I could let that happen. Maybe if we all met up outside of school, but we never bonded enough to get to that point. What am I talking about this for? I don't condone underage drinking. I mean, I've never drank or anything, so yeah. And I think that's actually kind of a good way of encapsulating her character in Act 3, where she's like, she's missing them a lot, but also she's like, they weren't real, so why do I feel this way? And she's having to decide this, where she's like, go ahead.
In a lot of ways, it reads as her trying to convince herself that, like, everything is fine.
Yeah. And, like, notably, she talks about memories that obviously the player didn't have access to. Like, the player wasn't there. There was this whole time before the player showed up that she was spending with them. And she misses that as much as anything else. And then she's like, oh, you know, none of it was real anyway, never mind. Like, why am I talking about this? But Cass, 1 through 55, excluding 38.
$13.
You couldn't remember yourself.
This is what I do whenever somebody asks me, pick a number between X and Y. I just do this.
Piano. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on, and after I worked so hard on it, I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense having regrets. I already get to be here with you forever. That's a good topic, but I probably shouldn't read that out loud.
No. Probably not.
Let me think.
Oh, no.
She has a really interesting discussion of depression.
Fuck.
And that's all I will say there.
Okay.
Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? I don't mean like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. Is that so strange of a reason? I guess a lot of people are more concerned about being inhumane and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird, like, we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to. Most people are fine killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without giving it thought. But suddenly, if they're bigger, it's murder? I mean, what if plants feel pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone ripping your fingers off one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we never have dinner together and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic.
Okay, Monica. Okay. This reminds me of something that I actually want to talk about at some point.
Yeah.
With regard to veganism.
I don't trust vegans. Vegetarians make a lot of sense, but vegans are crazy.
And mostly it's veganism and the personal choice people having problems with vegans in general. I have a great many thoughts.
Yeah. You know, this is just some kind of tacky romance game, right? I kind of have to ask, what made you even consider playing this in the first place? Were you really that lonely? I feel a little bad for you. But I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end for both of us. I got to meet you, and you're not lonely anymore. I can't help but feel like this was fate. Don't you feel that way too? I'm so happy we have this ending together. She does call you a virgin, but like, valid. That's why I love GT Live's playthrough of it, because Matt Pat's wife is on the couch with him the entire time. And she's so much more into it, but like, regardless. Where like, Monica's clearly meant to be talking to a male character.
Yeah. A male player.
Male player. A male character, because you don't have a choice, but male player too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie is just sitting there, like...
Hey guys, it's cat feeding time. I'll be back.
Okay.
While he is gone. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a bit more tactfully. You're not still hung up on it. You're not still hung up on it, right? Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. That pun was unintentional, I swear. But anyway, I know how much you cared about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. Oh my god. Actually, I'm gonna skip right over that.
What? I know this particular thing, but, like, it's still always a shock that she makes a pun. I don't care if she says
the pun was
unintentional.
It's the last moment she does physically describe what happened.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen that part.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It is acknowledging the reality of, a certain thing.
Yeah. That's not the one. Oh, this is the one I was thinking of. Okay. You know, high school is a really turbulent time in a lot of people's lives. People can get really passionate and dramatic, and others have aching hearts and seek attention on social media. But all of the social pressure and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. You may not know what someone's really feeling on the inside. Many people who are depressed won't even bother telling the world about it. They don't want attention because they've already given up on the inside. Their feeling of worthlessness is so overwhelming that they don't even want people to tell them otherwise. Depression comes in many forms, but that's one of them. If you think you know someone struggling, you can help just by treating them like they're a good friend. Spend time with them, even if they don't feel like doing much, and remind them that they always have something to look forward to. Making plans in advance, letting them borrow something, or even just saying, "See you at school tomorrow." All of those things can help your friend make it to the next day. I hope being friends with Sayori has given you some perspective on the true face of depression. But she's gone now, and she was never real in the first place. But you're real, your friends are real, and just by being a good person, you can save someone. As for you, you don't struggle with depression or anything like that, do you? Because you too have people who would want to save you. Maybe they don't express it, or maybe they don't know how to, but people do feel that way, I promise. Man, humans are complicated, but as long as you're here with me, I'll take care of you.
Well, that's just sweet.
She's a little preachy, but I really like her. Hey, did you know I'm on Twitter? My username is LilMonix3. I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. I picked the username, though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world, the real world, so make sure you follow me, okay? It would really mean a lot to me. With how much you mean to me and all, it would really make me feel loved. Oh, Monica. It's X now. I wonder if Monica's on Blue Sky, actually. Let me see what's going on with her.
That depends on if they even still were maintaining the Twitter account by the time Twitter changed its name.
Yeah. The thing with Twitter is, why can't I search it if I don't have an account?
Because ultimately, despite the fact that, like, Elon Musk wants as little traffic to the site as possible, he wants as much traffic to the site as possible.
Last post is 2020 or so.
Yeah.
I think it's been her it's like her birthday. And they'll do like a fan art thing of like them all on a Discord call together, or, you know, just art showcase, or her writing poems.
Sounds about right.
The shortest days of the year are longest. I reject my wish to hibernate by sipping coffee and watching the snow, tired and trapped in the stillness like I'm in a painting. But you remind me that spring will return, so I warm my hands with a cup of coffee, watch the snow, and think of you. And I permit the time to take its time through the cycle of dark and night. Each letter I write reminds me that time passes, so I wait, alone, calm, in the stillness, to see a warm day with my 3 eyes plus you.
I wish I could collect night soil
it's winter.
faster. Like, I wish there was something.
It's honestly more of a. Oh, go ahead.
I wish there was something I could feed these farmers to get night soil faster. Because I'm just.
Uranium Doritos? What?
I'm so confused.
I'm gonna need a little bit of expansion on that one, actually. Is it kryptonite? Is that what's going on?
Or I wish fertilizer covered a larger area.
Let's save that one for when Mulch gets back. This is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoys spicy things. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants, using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. It just came to my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up. I'm joking. I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry for being weird.
Junji Ito, get on this. We need a manga about the existential horror of being a plant that evolved spicy food as defense. Please, please. You already did the existential horror of being a mosquito.
Yeah. That's another one that has to wait for Mulch.
That's... Why would they do my girl wrong? Why would they do my girl dirty like that? Why would they make her related to Elon Musk? Let's water all these plants with one single drop of water.
Have to wait for mulch for that. Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It almost hurts to think about. I wonder if when I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here. And then she laughs. See, I love those moments where she just forgets that, like, her world has ended. And she talks about college. It's like, girl, you're not getting anywhere close.
I think it's less that she's forgotten and more that she's pretending it hasn't.
I mean, tomato, tomato.
I mean, there's a very big difference between forgetting and just trying to live in the fantasy you've created for yourself.
Mm.
And let's make that swing while we wait for the trees to
Hey,
grow.
you know what's a really neat form of literature? Rap music. I actually used to hate rap music. Maybe just because I would only hear the junk they play on the radio. But some of my friends got more into it and it helped me keep an open mind. Rap might be even more challenging than poetry in some ways, since you need to fit your lines to a rhythm and there's much more emphasis on wordplay. When people can put all that together and still deliver a powerful message, it's really amazing. I kind of wish I had a rapper in the literature club. Sorry if that sounds silly, it would be really interesting to see what they come up with. It would really be a learning experience. Oh, here's a fun one. Did you say kiss? This suddenly is a little embarrassing, but if it's with you, I might be okay with it. Wow, sorry, I really couldn't keep a straight face there. That's the kind of thing girls say in these romance games, right? Don't lie if it turned you on a little bit. I'm kidding. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right, but that'll be our little secret.
Okay, Monica.
I love that as like a character thing. It's specifically like if that turned you on a little bit, like, damn. Speaking of things not mattering, since reality isn't real and everything is temporary, the love you're pouring into this island is crazy.
I love it.
I have
love
nothing
doing
against
these
it.
things.
But like, bitch, you're placing a swing?
I mean, we have to for the plot line. Because the
I have
worm...
heard of that.
Yeah.
To respond to this.
Yeah. The worm asks us to place a swing, or to make a bunch of trees, and then the kid asks us to place a swing, and we have to do it for the Harvest Festival to be a thing we can start working toward. At which point I'll need to go around and start putting up bunting, which I did not leave myself space on this particular building. But I do have space on the various palisades. And the bathhouse. Not really on the bathhouse. But that building, yeah.
Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. Guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what that's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really looked into it though. But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with that. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already.
Well, thank you, Monica. I do so love when someone is in love with just the idea of me.
Yeah. Well, I'm in love with the idea of you, because I don't know who the fuck you are. We haven't met. What if you're fucking Oprah with a voice filter? What if you're a rat looking for a food?
I mean, I am a rat looking for food. I have considered if I were to ever have have a furry. If I were to ever have a fursona, I would probably do a rat.
I was very amused with how long it took you to remember that word.
Yeah, it took me way too long to remember it. Hey, pumpkins, finish growing. Finish growing, my darling, so I can smash you out of the ground. And then turn you all into jack-o'-lanterns. Several jack-o'-lanterns. And then eat the rest. Monica and who?
Let me see. Oh, is that? Oh, I know. Yeah. It's the game where you're like held captive by Yandere and you're trying to like figure out a way out. Have you seen that?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it's her. It'll be a fun one to play on stream, actually. Just because you're so into the trope.
Yeah, maybe in I almost said maybe in Halloween, maybe in October.
Yeah. Let me see how much it costs. It's 15.
Alright, fields are all set. I need to put some benches over here.
I think I've reached the end of the conversation topics that aren't waiting on mulch. I have like quite a few, like her more relevant ones where she talks about like the tropes. I'm waiting on. I'm so tired.
Cyberbullying Cybertruck owners. I'm putting that in the server.
We have to start a project for my class, and it's we're pretending we're a consulting firm. We're presenting to some company about something they can fix, and we decide as a group we're going to present over the Cybertruck.
Oh no!
And specifically, like the solution we're going to present is to get rid of this, like to scrap the project and provide an exchange program to another
Makes
model.
sense. 3 benches.
Because the thing is, like, we all know the Cybertruck is like a massive failure in basically every way possible. Even the stuff that isn't recalled, the fact that it's made out of stainless steel means it rusts, because stainless steel stains like fairly easily, actually, especially if it's outside and heat and rain and all this sort of stuff. Just as a random example. And this is me ignoring the stuff like all the 8 major recalls are
the most recent one.
First year of release.
The most recent one being basically all Cybertrucks on the market because there is a particular plate inside the cab that will just break while you are driving, and it will collide with your face because it's right above your head.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the other Tesla models are actually, they're not great, but like
they all have the problem of it's almost impossible to get them open when your car's on fire.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, they'll have problems, but it's not overwhelming. And you know, it's like it's also hitting the moment in the sense of like people are swapping out the logos on the car to try to make it blend in a little bit more, and like painting and wrapping it to look closer to like a normal car, and then buying stickers and saying like, I bought this for Elon Went Crazy, and it's like, when was that? But I get the sentiment where it's like I was not aware at the time, which is fair. There are people who are burning, totaling, destroying their own Cybertrucks because it is so expensive to return it, actually, or get it fixed. That it's just because you have to go to a Tesla dealership to get it fixed. You have to because think about it. It's like it's an electronic vehicle, of course, and it has all this weird design, and all the parts are manufactured only by Tesla. That like you have to pay and train these specific people to do it, in this specific way. And there's only so many repair shops in the country or in the world. And then they take so long because every Cybertruck, while there aren't that many, every Cybertruck has to go there.
Right.
So it's better to just try to get it totaled and look like an accident and get the auto insurance. And just try to get a car that won't, break.
Right. Make a simple superset.
Yeah.
Then
I mean,
instead of
my
simple
part with it
subset,
is I think
like
hopefully over for now, which is I researched all the recalls and I did my best to calculate what the loss to the company was. Which, I mean, that's a hard ask because those numbers are not public.
They are not, no.
But I did what I felt pretty good about it. Which is I got to the number $49,165,698.30. That is me going off of the NHTSA recall report and then looking up the parts by part number on eBay for resellers and going off the resale price per part, and then using the federal minimum wage for how long each repair takes, which is obviously a massive lowball estimate because I'm sure they're not being paid minimum wage if they're mechanics.
Yeah. This is your
and this is also
most
including
bare
training
minimum
cost
estimate.
or the cost. Yeah, it's a massive lowball. And I wouldn't be surprised if when you throw that all together, it's closer to 75 million or even a billion.
And
Sounds
all
like he might be on his
this,
way back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
and all this because Elon Musk doesn't know how to build a truck. Yes, child, a room of your own, so you no longer have to sleep in the flop house. Okay, you know what, Bonanzo? Bonanzo, you get to have the room that's far away from everything else in Green Gardens. You were so annoying to me.
What'd he do?
He keeps demanding he be the leader. Just because he has a big beard.
I mean, valid.
Alright, jack-o'-lantern time.
Yay!
And Lillian, because I just did your quest. You even get a private dining room because of it. Alright, now for the jackal melons. We'll do 10 of them, and 30 strands of bunting. Mulch! Is that you back?
Hello. Yes, that is me back this time. I am back. There was a quick second where I sat down and put my headphones on and immediately heard call my name. So, that was
Yeah,
that.
I figured.
She was just
Right.
reminding me about a gummy.
I have saved Monica's more intense, not intense, important topics for you.
Okay.
And also one that I just find kind of funny.
Alright.
By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you knew that, right? Or at least decided it probably does. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. I feel like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the pretty sunset night after night. I'm
Bunting's
just
hung up.
obsessed with her little complaint, like, is this supposed to be Japan? I don't think it is, because I'm not Japanese. I don't know what Japanese is. But,
Jackal
like,
melon.
we go to school on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, my name's, like, Western, and everyone else's name is Japanese. What the hell is up with that?
We can place a jackal melon here, because we can't put it outside that door. We can place one next to the toilet. No, we can't. Yes, we can. We don't have space to put one next to the other toilet, I don't think. No, I did a single line there. We can place it outside the field, next to the chest. Then one here.
Okay.
One here.
Then she has 3 different talks about archetypes and tropes, and that's where the meat is for me. And then this is where I'll end this whole tyranny I have going on with the with the call. I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get my point. Are people really attracted to those weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying, it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Cassander. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there is never a chance I wouldn't fall for you.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Please don't say my name again during that.
Well, am I supposed to say player?
No,
I
that
was
just
so
creeped
close to
me out for
like
a
doing
moment.
the gag of saying your name, and then I remembered we were on stream. If we were in a call outside of stream, you would have heard your full name. So, count your blessings.
I will count my blessings that you didn't say my full legal name and you considered the fact that we're on stream before thinking about it.
Well, yeah, because I'm really considerate. I'm just saying, consider.
I'll be right back,
Like,
Jasmine.
if we weren't on stream at all, you know, if I was just reading this out in a friendship call with friends, you know, your full John Dingleheimer Schmidt would be out there in the world.
Damn it, I didn't want
What's
to put a
his
block
name?
there. John Jacob
I know his name is my
Dingleheimer
name
Schmidt.
too. Okay, I was like, I know his name is my name too, but I can't remember it.
I do need to look around for more of them because sometimes we do actually get more than 3 in the farm at a time. Aha! You'll cause me problems on my farm. Just a tiny little bit. No spoiled soil in this region. Get out of here. I need more wheat seeds, because those are the second hardest to gather in this area. As the only monsters that drop them reliably are ants, and the ants are not, the ants are, scripted encounters and don't respawn.
Yeah.
Save for the occasional ones coming into the farm. And even then, they're not reliable. Like, reliable here is 1 in 20% chance. Compared to the orcs always dropping 10 cabbage seeds or 10 sugarcane saplings or 10 tomato seeds, depending on where you're killing the orcs.
Yeah.
I think my problem with the spoil spore mechanic is simply it is not predictable where they're going to spawn, and they only give a single seed when you break them. And as we've already covered, they do not give out enough seeds. For the fact that seeds are limited resources. Though I did find out that the, I'm in chat now. Welcome back, Mulch. I did find out that the very first spoil spores that spawn on the farm are semi-scripted. They'll always appear in the same place, roughly, but if you've built on top of it, they will appear on top of whatever you've built. You gonna hold still long enough? damn it. Daily shitload of water intake. Oh my god. After she goes out, you should be back. Alright, Mulch. Now to check throughout the farm, just to be safe, and then kick myself when it's revealed I missed something.
Real.
Like, I get the purpose of the mechanic, it's just, it's not implemented satisfactorily. For me, anyway. Kick him outside with nothing but a torch. Let him see how he goes being a leader as the Grim Reaper slowly enjoys the tension of the torch losing fuel. Lamau. Alright. It's almost time for Harvest Week. Oh my, thank you, Cassander. With all this beautiful bunting everywhere, it already feels like a harvest festival in here. Just picturing everyone celebrating among these dazzling decorations fills me with so much joy, I can hardly wait. I know I ought to have asked you this already, but how did you come to Furrowfield in the first place, Cassander? Goodness! You and Malroth sailed here on a ship? But the children of Hargon strictly forbid humans from sailing. The very act of traveling from one island to another is the highest heresy. Still, I must say I'm rather jealous. I've always wanted to go for a ride on a boat. I hear there is a great, glittering city called Moonbrook on an island far to the east of here. I've always dreamed of going to visit. But they say if the children of Hargon ever catch someone sailing the seas, they lock them up and throw away the key. And you know how much they hate builders. I shudder to think what they do to you. Be very wary, Cassander. I steal your bread. I steal your crab legs. I steal your scallywinkles. I will give you 100 cabbages, 11 pumpkins, 18 tomatoes, and 23 more wheat. Welcome back.
Thank you. Alright, now let's finish this cutscene.
Are you talking about the DDLC thing?
Huh? Oh, no. I'm talking about this Death Stranding cutscene.
Oh.
Cutscene in your game.
Yeah, but I would like to keep hearing about DDLC, if you've got more to talk about.
Roommate brought people over. Okay. Let me find it. Okay. She has two, one about yanderes, one about tsunderes. Hey, have you ever heard of the term yandere? It's a personality type that means someone is so obsessed with you that they'll do absolutely anything to be with you. Usually to the point of craziness. They might stalk you to make sure you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends that get in their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can basically be described as yandere. By now, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about, and that would be Yuri. She really got insanely possessive of you when she started to open up a little. She even told me I should off myself. I couldn't even believe she said that. I just had to leave at that point. But thinking about it now, it was a little ironic. Anyway, a lot of people are actually into the yandere type, you know? I guess they really like the idea of someone being crazy obsessed with them. People are weird. I don't judge, though. Also, I might be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. It's kind of the opposite, actually. I turned out to be the only normal girl in this game. It's not like I could ever actually kill a person. Just the thought of it makes me shiver. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Does that make you a psychopath? Of course not. But if you do happen to be into the yandere type, I can try acting a little crazier for you. Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go, or anyone else for me to get jealous over. Is this yandere girl's dream? I'd ask Yuri if I could.
It's so funny that this over-the-top, super powerful villain who's completely in control of her environment can be easily defeated by just turning the game off. That's kind of what I'm talking about.
The whole point is she's not powerful at all.
Well, she's powerful in her own world, which is powerful.
I guess so.
And despite what she says, it's still a world. Like, it's got people in it. Like,
I mean, at that point, no, she is correct. There is nobody else there.
yeah, because she killed them all.
But she killed people in the game.
I will be right back. I need to run to the restroom real quick.
But she... Hold on. Let me finish this cutscene. There's interesting stuff going on.
This music reminds me a little bit of Twilight Town.
Welcome back, Jasmine. Come on, girl.
Oh my god, Jasmine update.
Yep. You're a good girl, Jasmine. Like, oh, damn it. Come on.
I got into a weird kick and now I'm playing Super Smash Flash again.
Super Smash Pass?
Super Smash Flash.
Flash.
It was a Flash fan game and it had all sorts of people programmed into it that people wanted in Smash Bros back in the day, including Sora.
Ah,
and surprisingly, he plays very similar to how he ended up playing in Ultimate.
That's so funny.
Even has the same cycle between fire, ice, and lightning.
That's
mechanic.
so fun. I kind of love that, actually. That's so funny. Sorry. Lore is being dropped on me. A game theory.
guess let me find another one while we wait.
It's like less than a minute is left in the cutscene. I met a guy who literally dies every 21 minutes. And, like, his heart stops every 21 minutes, and then he spends 3 minutes dead, and then a thing on his chest resuscitates him and brings him back to life. That's not how this. That's not how death works, but it's interesting as a storytelling thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
There's a really popular character type called tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy or trying to act tough.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first, I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something, but once I started to learn a little bit more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she's always just trying to keep up with everyone else. You know how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time? I think it's really gotten to her, so she has this really defensive attitude all the time. I'm not even going to talk about her home situation. But looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club as a comfortable place for her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't exist. I'm just reminiscing, that's all.
Wow, I went to hit her with a rock for saying that. I miss her. Whose fault is that?
No. Fuck.
Oh.
Damn, just breaking into their house.
Oh, shit.
And now they're clapping it for you. Wow, you really did that.
Oh my
Really
god.
ate that up.
I have to wait 3 minutes for the thing to bring him back to life. You've got to be kidding me. I'm just sitting here.
You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's go for it. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes, when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few weeks you come back to it and you realize it wasn't any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be out of reach, you know? The truth is, you have to climb up there step by step, and whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back to see how far you've gotten, and then you look ahead and realize how farther there is to go. So sometimes it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class, and you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still an amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. NaNoWriMo, I see you and I hate you. Why not try short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right.
Wait, was that aside real?
No, that's me.
Oh.
That's why my voice dropped.
I thought it was just like, you know, she's got parentheses because it's an aside.
Her staring in the camera. NaNoWriMo, I see you and I hate you. No, that's just me. I hate NaNoWriMo.
By the way, did you hear?
They're dead? Yes.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Monica killed them.
No. Well, what
Monica
did kill
deleted NaNoWriMo.chr.
What killed them was going all in on AI.
Yeah.
Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. It's such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything is built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. And that's my advice for today. Thank you for listening.
I wish a friend of mine would actually, like, consider writing as a skill that needs to be practiced.
That's actually really good advice. Like, that is genuinely really good advice for writing. Like,
Yeah.
it's advice that I haven't followed because, you know, stupid.
I will note I'm not
But, yeah.
vaguing about you, Mulch.
You were
That would
vague?
be so iconic if you were, though. I would love that. There's this friend.
What I said was, I have a friend who I wish would realize writing is a skill he has to practice, and then you immediately started on how that's advice you don't take, and I needed to clarify. It is not about you.
Yeah.
He got a little anxious.
Yeah,
I
feel
got
you.
anxious,
Yeah.
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 It's not about you.
Yeah, I get you. But that is genuinely good advice. It's for any creative medium, actually. Like, for instance, with films, most directors start with short films. You know, because it's within their I don't want to say talent, but it's within their skills.
Skill set, yeah.
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 This is just your usual reminder of talent is bullshit concept.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not about you. This is the general reminder for people.
Yeah, like, you know, like the thing is that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just want to mention for anyone who's interested, on the DDLC wiki, there's all of her discussions. There is more about topics that are not stream friendly, and she speaks very intelligently about it. As weird as that is to say about a character that just objectively isn't real. Specifically concepts regarding around mental illness, being kind to yourself, etc. So if that's something that's of interest to you, just look it up at some point or another. Also about death, not like in terms of... Actually, can I read this? Let me proofread it. Okay, maybe not. It's about talking about thinking about what death may be like. Is there a heaven? Sort of. Is there a heaven for digital people? I don't know. But there is... This is my last one, because I have read all of them, so this is the last one, for sure. Sorry, my roommate's yelling. Alright. Hey player, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as slaves, or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die, or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. Pause.
That was a quote to come back to.
I mean, that's kind of the exact reason I don't believe in God. I'm gonna be real.
This is not a dig. That makes you being a Dimitri fan make a little, like, even more sense.
Yeah. Like, I agree with that.
Aww.
Oh. I'm sorry, Mass.
Alright, there we go. I should just start that over, shouldn't I? I lost my
Oh, the
place.
sound's gotten really desynced.
Where was I? Yeah, let me just start over. Player, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid, but as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as slaves, or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this: if just one person beats the odds and survives among the thousands of others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles. But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently. And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri and myself, even as we speak. What are we to him but props in a scripted play? So from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a god, if Earth was nothing but his playset.
Damn.
I see. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, genuinely. Like,
How must it have felt for Mr. Dan Salvato to write that?
there was a, there's
You know?
a great speech from, this movie Manhunter, which was the prequel to, which was the adaptation to Red Dragon, which was the first Hannibal Lecter book. And there's this great scene where Hannibal Lecter is talking about how, about what it feels like to be God, and he talks about that exact same thing. Like, he talks about, like, just last week in Texas, a church roof collapsed on an entire procession of people who were groveling to his glory. How do you think it feels to be God? Like,
Yeah.
I think about that a lot, and Doki Doki Literature Club bringing that up, I think, is really good. Sorry.
If I hadn't already had my break with Christianity as a whole, I think this most recent past 4 months would have killed it. Imagine going through that, through all this, and then also going through a crisis of faith on top of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is all of the substance of Doki Doki Literature Club, in the sense of, like, the important stuff. She talks a lot about miscellaneous topics, like coffee, her opinions on coffee. She doesn't like it. She likes tea, and then feels bad. And stuff like social media, and how it's weird that, you know, how it's impacting us. There's also more poems that are of a romantic nature. Natsuki writes a poem that reminds me a lot of, like, a cheesy Carly Rae Jepsen love song. That's fun. Yeah, look it up on your own time. But DDLC, I'm not saying it's one of the most important games to me, because it objectively isn't. But
Sorry,
it's very special.
That wasn't at you,
You know?
the guy who... Yeah. The guy who
didn't
dies
hear
every...
anything.
Oh, good. I laughed, and that's because the guy who dies every 21 minutes just fell over dead.
Lamau.
Yeah.
You weren't
Also
here
known
for
as
it.
Jesus.
Yeah. You weren't here for it, Dan. Do you mind if I explain this real quick before you go back?
Sure.
In
He
Death
has a
Stranding,
heart
I was...
shaped like a literal heart.
Yeah, and he... Every 21 minutes he dies, spends 3 minutes in the in-between world of the afterlife, then comes back.
That's funny.
Oh my god, he just... Sam just DJ'd. Oh my god.
Righto.
I fucking love
Yeah.
this game. Anyway, continue.
It was a early introduction to the concept of existential dread. It was like I had, due to my unique sexy background, I have had existential dread myself, but haven't seen it in media up to that point. So Monica's whole descent into madness, and then taking that madness and thinking about stuff like God, resonated a lot with me at the time, because I was #13 this is D.
I mean, I'd argue this is deep.
And I mean, it is, but I'm just saying it's like, it hit at the right time. And so, it's no secret that Roxas and Nomine did not resonate with me very much, but the main saving grace for them, particularly Roxas with the simulation, is that there are times where their existentialism and their problems remind me of Monica. like Naminé in particular, because Naminé feels like she's hit her breaking point a while back and no longer cares.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yep.
No, I feel you.
Speaking of tea, it sounds like my kettle's done.
And also, it's just like Roxas going from being metaphorically trapped to being literally trapped, and that
Yeah.
whole sequence also works very well.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing Death Stranding for now. I want to take a break. And play my 360 ass Switch game. My 360 ass Switch. I tell ya, if fucking EA... Actually, well, if EA weren't brain dead, I would put this Dead Space on the Switch, the old ones. Sorry, I am feeling feelings. We have the perfect thing for a portable Dead Space experience, and we're dead. And the franchise is dead. Again. I killed it twice. I will never get over Dead Space dying twice. That hurt me specifically. I think I have the right to, no, I don't. Well, I think I should be able to bite, whoever's the CEO of EA. Like in the neck. Oh wow, they did make... I'm scrolling through the Fortnite store. Yep, this is Adventure Time. Dino. Let me load up Godzilla. Computer, bring me Godzilla. See, the problem is that I don't know if...
Growing up, I thought Tails from Sonic was a woman.
That's
And
fair.
I'm back.
He's got a very high-pitched voice. Hey!
What?
We were talking about...
Growing up, I thought Tails from Sonic was a woman.
Ah.
And I said that's fair. He's always been voiced by a girl. By a woman.
All right, Rosie. Harvest time.
Tell me not to start a new run of Elden Ring, but as a mage, real quick.
Don't start a new run of Elden Ring as an astrologer.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get on my Switch.
Is that you, Cassander? I'm feeling so blessed right now. I'm gonna totally dance the night away. Just
Hashtag
you
blessed.
watch.
Hashtag blessed.
Happy harvesting, Mr. Cassander, sir. But you'll never out-harvest me. The blood of Furrowfield's finest farmers runs through my veins.
Are those like little pumpkin guys?
No, they have pumpkin heads on.
For the
Pumpkin
festival.
hats.
Okay.
How are you enjoying the Harvest Festival, Cassander? Be sure to join in the festivities. You can't let us have all the fun. Hello there, Cassander. Don't listen to Malross moaning. There ain't nothing wrong with that mask he's wearing. In fact, I reckon he likes
love
it a
to
lot
listen
more
to
than
his
he's letting
moaning.
on. What?
I'd love to listen to his moaning.
Now,
Why are you sighing as if you're disappointed in me, you gaybo? I don't want to hear it.
Oh, Cassander, this Harvest Festival is even
I'm
more
calling
wonderful
Mom
than
right
I'd
now.
imagined. I've
Then
never
Miss
had so
Gast's
much fun
mom
in all my
sounds
life.
homophobic.
And it's all thanks to you, Cassander. Thank you. Luckily, she can't watch today. She has work.
Bitch.
whoa!
I must speak with the children of Hargon before it is too late. But let us not dampen the atmosphere with such talk. Now is the time for celebration. Cassander, help! Barry put this stupid thing on my head and I can't get it off. And it's making me move about, too. I can't stop dancing. Quick, Cassander, you've got to do something. Hold on, you don't think this mask is cursed, do you? Oh, Army
There's a
Handsome.
worm.
This is quite a celebration, isn't it? Forget all your troubles and join in the fun.
Right.
What do you
I've
think,
always said that.
Cassander? Isn't this the best Harvest Festival ever? I'm having so much fun, these pumpkin masks are absolutely hilarious. But there's a deeper meaning to them, too, apparently. They help you to become a better farmer by letting you experience things from the vegetables' perspective. Oh, so we're a cult now.
Always has been.
Anyway, it's nearly time for the main event. We're all going to gather all the crops we've been growing. After all, it wouldn't be a harvest festival without a harvest.
Okay, maybe I don't feel like playing.
And I expect you to join in too. We'll pick all the
Whoa,
crops that are growing around the scarecrows, but if you've planted anything anywhere else, or if we miss anything, I'm counting on you to collect it.
Avernus is playing Dragon Quest Builders 2!
So let's get to it. Everyone, it's harvest time!
Who's this Avernus fellow? He sounds like a loser.
Yeah, he sounds like a total dweebus.
Don't insult the
Also,
Archmage, he will put a curse on you.
You have other friends besides us.
Oh, what's he gonna do? Curse me more?
Shout out to the prisoner in Elden Ring for just having a gimp mask on. I think that's so real.
Mulch,
He's gimping out with his girlies.
Yeah.
you know not his power.
I know not worms, which is what he is.
He is not a worm.
He'd be cool if he was.
It's you! Hello again. Do you remember me? We met at the church.
You!
I heard the singing and shouting and just had to check for myself. You're holding a harvest festival, aren't you? Go nut.
Story arc is so long.
Beautiful! Please let me join your festival. No, wait, let me join your farm! There might be times when the villagers can't see me, but I'll still be here looking out for them. I'll scare off any monsters who try to attack with a spine-tingling woo! Thank you for letting me stay, Cassander. Now let's enjoy this festival. Woohoo! and we never have to worry about monster attacks again.
No, I didn't.
Let me finish this last donut. I love donut. I trust you're enjoying the festivities, Cassander. After all your hard work, you've earned a chance to relax and let off some steam. That mask suits you, by the way. I would have liked to wear one myself, truth be told, but we couldn't find a pumpkin the right size. Cassander, Malroth told me I should cease acting as a mere overseer and join you in your building work. Wait, is Mulch here?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Watching you and Rosie working together, seeing the things you built, a thought began to form in my mind. A dream is a wonderful thing to have, and there is little in this world more beautiful than to see one's dreams become reality. And so, Cassander, I ask to join you. I want to be a builder. I want to go back to your island with you and build to my heart's content. But in order to do so, I must first speak with the children of Hargon, and I will need to enlist your aid once again. Who are me handsome? Just look at all these lovely fields you've made. You should be blimmin' proud of yourself. And it's not just these fields we have to thank ye for. We can grow grass and trees too. For a wiggly like me, it's a dream come true. It feels like the old Furrowfield is bursting up out of the ground. If we only had some flowers, then it really would be just like the old days. But there'll be time to think about that later, won't there, me handsome? For now, let's just be happy to see the deity standing tall again. They're still harvesting.
I'm playing that Kingdoms of Amalur game. You know what this is reminding me of? Fable.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the... It's very fairy tale. As in A-L-E, not A-I-L.
Yeah, the
like they're both...
I got very excited.
Yeah, no, unfortunately it's not very fairy tale in that way. Which reminds me, I kind of miss original Fable.
Oh shit,
like,
I can name my sword? Damn.
Fable 2 is the best in the series, but the original being much more, actually fairy tale inspired, actually actually inspired by fables.
Yeah.
Was, something sorely missing from the second game.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Fable without the morality system, essentially.
Yeah, this one has guild relations instead.
Oh, so it's a faction kind of game.
Yep. There are factions you need to keep track of. Though, for the most part, it's not like, it's not Morrowind. It's not as complicated as Morrowind.
Or New Vegas or something.
I mean, I'm gonna be real, New Vegas isn't as complicated as Morrowind.
Yeah, that's true.
Having positive reputation with one faction does not, harm your reputation with others in New Vegas. But yeah, no, like, I'm trying to remember how far I got. I think I got to the final act before I ended up having to return the game to my friend because he realized I had borrowed it for a long time when he went to play it and had realized and had remembered, oh, I loaned it to Cassander.
You. Yeah.
Like, it had been months.
Like, it's Fable, but with, like, Skyrim's, what's the word I'm looking for with Skyrim? Like, looting and crafting system and talking to people. It's got some BioWare in there.
Yeah, no, like, Kingdoms of Amalur is really good. It is simply a shame that, it didn't do enough of its own thing.
Yeah.
Alright, are we ready to end the Harvest Festival?
Yes.
Alright, full stomach. Hooray! We finished collecting all the crops. The Harvest Festival is a resounding success. And now we've done everything we need to do. What do you say, Cassander? Shall we officially bring things to a close? Okay, let's ask Bonanzo to put that beautiful voice of his to good use for the closing ceremony.
Is that a diabetic tuberculosis attack?
Is this dude
No.
actually blocking it? Fuck, I have... Okay.
My throat just started getting really irritated. Alright, where was I? Bonanzo! 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 The people of Furrowfield sing and dance around the Dea Tree, celebrating the powers of creation that have brought them so much happiness. Bonanzo steps forth and entrances everybody with a song of unparalleled beauty that echoes across the island and into the night. But amid the sea of smiling faces, a barely perceptible cloud of concern sits upon Pastoral's brow. Then morning Alakazam! Did that peak the mic?
A little bit, but it's okay.
It hurt me.
Sorry.
No, it doesn't.
Pastor Alakazam, how dare you! What's that? A tree? Fields? You've been building, haven't you? My lord, please, if you would just allow me to explain. I think not. But, tell me, Alakazam, what do we of the children of Hargon value above all else? Destruction, my lord. Destruction alone can save us. All must be destroyed. Yes! Then then your duty is clear. You must destroy this farm and everything in it. I cannot.
Oh god, he's a big mandrill. Sorry, I just turned to look.
Is that so? Then be gone. My lord! Ah!
Oh.
Pastoral!
I got Daddy Pastoral.
It seems if you want something done, you must do it yourself. No, the Dea Tree! In the name of High Priest Hargon, all shall be destroyed. Were you not warned, foolish humans? Builders spread desolation and despair wherever they roam. Go forth, my minions! Crush these pathetic humans in the name of Almighty Hargon! Ow. That did hurt.
So that's...
Come on, boys, let's smash some skulls! So that is the primate of Furrowfield.
Okay, I'm gonna pop out for now, but I will hopefully chat with y'all later. Bye.
Yeah, see you, Crow.
Bye. See ya, Crow.
Oh, my throat. I will have some soothing tea in just a moment. My god, we're still not going to be done with Furrowfield this stream.
Free me from this prison.
Luckily, that means next week we will be done with Furrowfield, because, like, I anticipate we'll be stuck on the last of the Flower Islands.
Very nice.
I truly, truly wish it was easier to get flowers. Or that the flowers, like, looked different. Whew!
My aunt just texted me and was like, hey, it's your grandfather's death anniversary. He died before I was born. I don't know who that man is. I'm so sorry to this man. We've never met. I'm sure he was great. You know. I'm sure I know where he would be on January 6th. But I don't know too much about him. Also, the phrase death anniversary is crazy.
Really?
It's kind of cunty. I'm kind of obsessed, but sort of like, oh my god, they like died years ago. And it's like, okay. Like, why do you have to share their business like that?
I love the caterpillar needle. That baboon
that's a
died
bear.
so quickly.
Egan, help me!
Jesus. 28
That's
more.
Oh, game.
I'm talking about the game, yeah, because it's 50 enemies to kill.
Jesus.
That's the Elden Ring players who are in the first area and they're like, hey, I'm gonna go kill that big guy.
There
What
was
is
one.
going on in there? I would love to have their brain. Like, have that complete lack of common sense. I'm obsessed with that.
There was one guy. There was a streamer I saw who did that. He beat the horse guy before he
Sentinel.
could get Tree Sentinel. Thank you. Before he could level up. It took him 4 hours, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
I
you,
love that.
it's stubbornness. It's stubborn.
I'll say, on this round, I got, I did, I'm doing the magic thing.
Yeah.
And, I almost beat I got the scripted boss that you're supposed to lose against, the crafted scion.
The grafted scion.
Grafted scion. I got him down to half, and the only reason I didn't beat him is because I didn't have an MP healing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little frustrated. I was like, if I want to kill him, please let me kill him.
It seems this is it for me. No, please! Pastor Al, don't leave us! Don't worry, young Rosie. This is not the end. Not yet. The Deity may have been destroyed, but the hope that it brought you all still remains. Malroth, you asked me once where the Deity originally came from, whether it simply sprouted out of the ground, or if it was made by some other means. The first Deity did not grow, it was built. By the builder who came to this island long ago. What? Cassander, young builder, I want you to have this. Yay! We've got our
Hands you
paraglider.
a gun. I was gonna say, and he just hands you a gun. I want you to have this. And he hands you like a Glock 17. It's like, how long did you have this?
With that windbreaker, you can take to the skies. You may need it if you are to build another Deity from the ground up. You want us to build another Deity? But we can't do that all on our own. We need you, Pastor Al. Don't leave us. Rosie, my dear apprentice, I have taught you all I know. Now it falls to you to aid Cassander. I know you can do this. But was this not your dream? To bring back the Deity? To rebuild Furrowfield Farm? Do not give up on your dreams. Do not seek excuses. Seek only a way forward. Cassander, look after Rosie for me. Look after everyone. It may have only been for one night, but I'm happy I was able to become a builder.
And then she lets out one of those, like, blood-curdling final girl screams.
We should never have built nothing. If we hadn't planted that Deity, none of this would have happened. This is why I don't like you, Perry.
The worm?
No, the worm is Wrigley.
Oh, okay.
Because he wriggles like a worm.
Yeah.
Perry is the... Okay, so if you look out over the collected people, Perry is the redhead.
Gotcha. What? Brother Egan, get back here this instant, young man.
I'm going to clobber that brainy baboon so hard his own mother wouldn't recognize him. I'm going to get revenge for Pastor Al. Malroth, wait! Pastor Al told us to rebuild the Deity. He said to build a new one from scratch. I know, but... there's somewhere I want you two to go. Alright then, Rosie, where do you want us to go?
Away. Far away from here.
Pastor Al once told me that the old Deity wasn't completely destroyed. It may have withered and died, but its remains are still around here somewhere. If you were to find it, you might be able to find some clue about how to build a new one. Alright then, let's give it a shot. It's not like we have any other choice. I know you can do it, Cassander. If the builder who came here long ago could build the Deity, then you can too. The only problem is, how are we going to find this old tree if none of us know where it is? I'm not sure, but something tells me that windbreaker Pastor Al gave you will help you get there. We're going to need some more information than that. Where exactly are we supposed to use it? Oh, are you talking about what I think you're talking about, are you? If you're looking for the old Deity, I've got an idea where you should start your search. Wrigley. Gonna show off the windbreaker real quick. It is, as you expect, the Breath of the Wild paraglider.
Oh my god, from Breath of the Wild?
Yes. No, from Genshin Impact. The Breath of the Wild paraglider from Genshin Impact. Except it's better than both of those, because we don't have a stamina bar while using it. We can just zoom around. Ha 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 ha! Running from the Children of Argon took me from one end of this island to the other, and everywhere in between. I think I caught a glimpse of the old Deity on my travels. It wasn't actually on this island, though. It was on a littler island just off the coast. Too far to swim, mindy, so wingless wonders like us can't get there. But if you use the windbreaker, you can just fly over there. You've been to Furrowfield Bog, ain't you, Cassander? And he met the orc in the old tomato farm, didn't he? If you warp to that farm and then head east out into the rainforest, You'll see a path up to the north that leads to the top of a rocky headland. You should be able to spot the island as the Deitree's on from there, and fly over with that windbreaker of yours. Off you go then, you two. Fly to that little island, find the old Deitree, and find out how to build a new one. Yeah, we're gonna get stuck on the flowers. If only because they didn't put a Naviglobe closer to this spot, to these spots. Got to go...
The early game is so much nicer as a mage.
Yeah. Gotta go here, 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 and I believe here, yeah.
I think I'm really seeing how the other half lives.
Oh, Glintstone Arc? Ah, my beloved. I didn't replace it until I got, I can't actually remember when I stopped using it. I did stop using it eventually, but, like, I can't remember what spell I got that replaced it. And...
It is a good crowd control.
And you're playing post-patches, so Glintstone Pebble and its particular spell line actually are worthwhile.
Yeah.
Are they, like, quick?
Oh no, they were fairly quick at base. They're still basically the same speed. No. Glintstone Pebble and its original, like, spell line had basically no range. Like, it would be, like, 3 people's distance, and then it would just not hit anything. Like, it would just vanish. They fixed that later, though, and gave it proper, range. And it's slightly lower damage, doesn't even matter. Because it's so quick.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Oops.
May the Deitree bring hope to this land, a hope that lies on the far horizon.
Now do the best part of any early game, anything, which is get on the fucking horse and go everywhere.
Oh, I can get poison water here. Amazing. I came to this island to watch over it as its pastor, but to properly guide my flock would require me to know everything about this land in which they live. I traveled to every corner of the island, gathering all the writings I could and learning all there was to learn of its storied history. No discussion of the island can be complete without mention of the Deitree, the hallowed tree that once blessed the island with bounteous plenty. It seems this tree was not grown, but built by none other than the accursed builder who has escaped our clutches for so long. We of the children of Hargon cannot suffer one who poisons men's mind with the power of creation. This builder is a being of pure evil. And yet, I am given pause for thought. Even in its much reduced state, the tree is still a towering presence that positively thrums with energy, and they say the builder created it from nothing. I must admit, this figure intrigues me. The note ends here. Pastor Al has always been obsessed with building. And
You
Hammer
should play
to grab that plant.
Minecraft.
And I'll take that candle too.
Don't.
It didn't. Oh, did it pick up my weird?
It
Yes.
did.
Moan?
The sexy baby voice, the Britney
Yeah.
Spears. Like,
Yeah, the weird.
Yeah.
It got the moan too. Good.
Yes, it did
Hey,
get
I'm
the
just
moan.
making sure. I'm just making sure.
Your cursed little moan.
But yeah. The reason why I'm doing the magic build, it's not gonna be a full magic build, I don't think. I think once I get Rajira's Rapier, I'll try to, you know, mages it up. The thing is, I could never decide, like, do I want to do full dex or do I want to do full magic? And so now I'm going to try this and see which one jives more. Because I'm really not all that deep into my first save file in terms of actual, like, achievements. I've just been exploring and fucking around. It doesn't feel like I've lost much. I've only beaten Renala and Godchild. Like, if I'd beaten, like, more God, then I'd be like, oh, I'm too far in.
Yeah, but I will say you did get to Lane though, which is good progress.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even giving up on it because I may not like this playstyle, or I may just miss my
I love the insta-kill knife. I love it so damn much.
Just I hit a brick wall with Godfrey that was like frustrating me because he's immune to status effects, and that's like my entire fucking trad. Like, why does he hate my fashion?
Wait, Godfrey?
Why does he hate me? Yeah,
you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was in Lindo. And I don't know if he's required, per se, but, like, I got in his room, and he was like, hey, girl, so I know you've spent your entire game doing status effect stacking, so that's not gonna work here. Actually. Sorry, bestie. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
I will say, like,
do that to me.
What
Elden
I
Ring
ended up
doesn't.
doing. What I ended up doing there was picking out one of the unique spirit ashes and building it up for a while to try to be something to draw aggro.
Yeah. Yeah, because another thing is he really killed the imps like super fast, and they're not upgraded. You know.
What upgrade are they at?
+9, 8.
Oh, that's like that is decently.
I mean, they're the only ash I've been using.
Yeah,
they're my besties.
Yeah.
And like I know that I've outgrown the need for them, but they're so silly, and I love them so much, and I've named them. So
yeah, I agree. I love the little Freddy freakers. That's
breaking all the spoils.
It's Timmy and Tommy Tonberry. Those are my sons. Timmy and Tommy Tonberry.
Oh my god.
Because they remind you of the Tonberry enemy.
That reminds me, I need to put a Tonberry in the
bleed
campaign.
Effects. Like the bleed effect and then like the lantern fire attack. Like Tonberry used the lantern. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
How do I get down there?
Do I want to play Dark Tide or do I want to?
I'm going over to Caelid.
I'll play one.
Tonberries
I'm gonna go kill that old ass
forces
dragon.
of justice. Tonberry priest.
Yeah.
Hudson seeing a Tonberry. Finally, someone as short as me.
It's shorter, actually. They're only like 3 feet tall.
In the campaign, if we ever get the opportunity to have like a companion, Timmy Tonberry has to make an appearance. Either him or Princess Petey. I don't care. Like, when I was thinking about when I was making my character, this is for the effort. I was trying to think like, oh, I should give context, but like it's too much explaining. Anyway, when building my character, they have the option of a familiar, and that's what came to mind. It's like Ariana could have Princess Petey, her daughter, and then Astraeus could have Timmy Tonberry. And of course, that was like, it's too much because Princess Petey is very large and in charge, so she's not exactly, you know, sitting in her pocket or anything.
Yeah.
And Timmy Tonberry is too powerful.
Timmy Tonberry could be done as a baby Tonberry, but yeah.
Yeah. The familiar for Princess Petey is just like the phone number. Servant to the true order and sacred repudiator of the false. Repudiator? What the hell? We're using big words now? I don't know. I'm going to Caelid and I passed under a bridge and they were like, "Hey, girl, repudiator of the false."
That's the jar. It's Alexander.
He was not in this area when I saw him last time. He was up in Stormvale. Where, like, it was up in the swampy area in Stormvale, and he was like, oh my god, I'm in the ground, girl. And I was like, okay, let me help your fat ass out. Like, I know
that
guy.
bridge.
He was not here.
That bridge goes next to the swampy area, or is near the swampy area.
Weird. I guess it could have been this area. I don't know. It was just when I was exploring early game. So
Yeah.
I could just be mixing it up.
Possibly. Because, like, he's near the bridge to Caelid because he's on his way to the Radon Festival. Even before the festival's, like, started. He's like your, he's your hint that there's something important going on there.
Gotcha.
This is the last of them.
You can get to Liurnia before Godric.
Yes! Actually, you can just completely skip Godric. There's a
Because,
bridge.
like, you remember my whole reason why I didn't do Mage the first time? Which is I wanted to, like, be fair, I think, and, like, have a bit more of what felt like an authentic experience, and, like, give the bosses a fair shake, and blah, 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 blah. Because Magic can definitely get cheesy. I think we all know this.
Oh, yes, we do.
I don't give a shit about treating Godric or Margit fair now that I beat them once.
Yeah.
So if I get a bajillion levels from killing the dragon and have spells I shouldn't have and have things I shouldn't have, who cares?
Teehee.
Jasmine.
We should give her an icon on the overlay. Wherever she
Really?
Can't.
We should.
Yeah, because what if Molt starts barking and then it confuses the two? What if sexy woman on screen? And he starts
Maybe.
barking it up.
Who art thou to approach me? I was once known as the Deity,
Jasmine.
but alack, my branches hath rotted away, and my heart filled with poison. Now the breeze that
Slay.
floweth from me bringeth naught but destruction. I know not who thou art, but thou cannot remain in this place. The danger is too great. Thou and thy friends seek to create a new deity, to rid this land of its corruption. There... hate this. I don't know what it is.
You want me to read it?
No. I got it. It's just... It's not even my throat being dry. There's just something coating the back of my tongue.
Ugh.
It's like a powder. Very well. Should this be thy wish, thou first must
Yes.
needs destroy me.
Okay. Well, I guess I can't play this now. I'll be back.
You're fine.
The black, rotten wood thou seest above thee was once my mighty trunk. Amid this withered husk, some small scraps of my holy heartwood yet remain. I bid thee take it and bring it to me. Thou hast done well. Thou hast destroyed me.
Slay.
Within the holy heartwood, thou hast gathered burneth what little remaineth of my life force. Only now may I finally die. The fair isle of Furrowfield is set on a course for destruction. The ill wind that flowed from my corrupted form hath spread far and wide. I fear that my destruction alone cannot bring an end to the evils that plague this land. But through my strength, through the power that still dwelleth within my heartwood, a new deity may be born. Hast thou the skill to accomplish this feat, young builder? Canst thou conceive of the form I once took, and the form I must needs take once more?
Oh, we see some of this segment before we end. I love this segment.
There is something else thou wouldst do well to recall, young builder. Creation is born of destruction, but more not, for nothing can be built from nothing. I await the day when thou wilt build a new deity and return life and light to this fair isle. Thou hast my deepest thanks for destroying me.
Oh. Who's so nice?
You've done it already, haven't you, Cassander? You've designed a new deity? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head back to the farm and get that bad boy built. Oh, we're zooming.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Map Westland Grave.
I love how... Okay,
It's
so I want
very-
you all to look at these numbers. None of these numbers matter. We only care about 40 of this and the 1 Heartwood.
Yeah. Well, granted, I mean, they'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's just funny to me. Bliminek, is that what I think it is? Are you building us a new deity? Cassander, do you really intend to build a new deity from scratch? Do you have any idea of the scale of the task you plan to undertake? Brilliant, my boy, simply brilliant. Your plan to build a tree from a blueprint? The very thought of it! I have never heard of a more ridiculous idea in all my life. And yet this foolishness, nay, foolhardiness, has reignited the fire of passion within my heart. Everyone, let's give this one more try. Let's build a new deity and make Furrowfield Farm flourish again. Rosie's right. We rebuilt the farm once and it all went up in smoke, but the dream ain't over yet. Yeah, and with Cassander here, I bet the whole thing will be a piece of cake. We'll have a new deity in, like, no time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll make you proud, Pastor Al. Just you watch. All right, everyone. Let's build Furrowfield a new deity. Hurrah! Okay, first, though. I do not want to lose this poison. I have plans for it. We're going to just dump it in a hole over here somewhere. There's a good hole. No. Ah, here we go. I find poison such a funny little thing, just because of the way it looks like as a block is just like solid.
Yeah. I just had a very fun image of, like, imagine if, like, the end of Elden Ring is this. You have to build the Erd tree with all your friends, and it's like, maybe the real Elden Ring was the friends we made along the way. And you know what?
Now.
Real.
Okay.
there was a bear chasing after me and not in the sexy way.
Thanks again for drawing up the blueprint, my boy. It got us all enthusiastic about building again. In fact, we're also fired up about making a new Dea tree that we want to help build it ourselves. I suspect that the urge to create that welled up within us each time you rang that great bell was all innate of this. We're fated to help you build. The only problem is we're not really sure what to do. We've never actually built anything before, not properly anyway. That is why you must show us how it's done. Gather a few blocks of bark and begin building the blueprint, and we shall follow your lead. We'll need more than a few blocks to build this old tree. Tell you what, while you're teaching these two how to build, we'll go and collect all the materials we need. Come on, everyone, let's get collecting. Bye, Clayton. Bye, Saffron. Don't come back, Perry.
What is wrong with Perry? He's
He
just
is
a British
annoying.
twink.
He's
He's
annoying,
just a
and his
twink,
immediate
okay?
response to Pastor Al's death is, we never should have gotten attached in the first place.
Valid.
It seems our fellow
Just sad
villagers are
Daddy
as
is
eager
dead.
to begin building as I. They will do their part, of that I have no doubt. But so too must we. Go, Cassander, and gather enough bark to finish the lowest layer of the blueprint. Rosie and I shall watch how you do it and teach the others. It looks like you'll need about 40 blocks of bark. You should be able to find all you need in the rainforest where the Bodkin archers live. No doubt you will have to cut down a tree or two to claim their bark, but it is for the greater good. It is for the Dea tree. Oh, hey, Shake. Incredible, absolutely incredible, Cassander. Watching you place those pieces of bark in the perfect position was an educational experience indeed. Why, it was positively epiphanic. I've seen you building things before, Cassander. I'm having a nice day, yeah. I've seen you building things before, Cassander, but this is the first time I've thought it might be able to handle it myself. Why, with Cassander's highly detailed blueprint to work from, I'm sure we'll be able to make an excellent fist of it. Cassander! Cassander! Perry, what's all this shouting in aid of? We gathered all the materials we'll need to rebuild the Dea tree. We really put our blood, sweat, and tears into this, Cassander. We'll put it all in this here chest. Mr. Cassander, sir, I gathered all the extra blocks of bark and leaves we'll need to finish the blueprint. And I tried my hand at building. I made some wooden steps. All in all, we've prepared every single thing we'll need to build the Dea tree. And it's all in the chest. I'm glad we finally tried our hand at gathering materials. Now we all know how hard Cassander's at it all this time. I need to not do that. That made me actually lightheaded.
What? What did?
All of the huffing and puffing.
Mm.
Like I could feel myself slowly getting more and more lightheaded. Fine work, everyone. Now that we have both the skills and the means, the blueprint building can begin in earnest. I hate this. There we go. Well done, my boy. After watching your masterful construction work, I think we all feel ready to help build our new Deity. All we need is a blueprint and materials. We'll be able to lend a hand with any new structure that needs building. Of course, we cannot work without the necessary materials, so if you require our assistance, be sure to lay some supplies in stock. Fortunately, it seems Perry and the others have gathered everything we need for the time being. We shall do the bulk of the building work, but it falls to you to place the crucial heartwood, my boy. Once you have done that, our first blueprint will be complete. I think I speak for everyone when I say we're all very excited about building a new Deity. But if we could get the beastly, ghastly children of Hargon back for being so horrid to us, that would be all the better. We're all counting on you, Cassander, and you too, Malroth. Right. It seems all the preparations are in order. Everyone, I have an announcement to make. While you were away gathering materials, I was carefully studying Cassander while he worked. I have gained a deep insight into the secrets of blueprint building, and I shall share my wisdom with you all. Follow my example, and we will soon see the Deity standing tall. For Furrowfield! That's, unfortunate. Okay, we've placed down our poison. We're gonna grab up some regular water.
Love this triumphant music.
Oh, I don't have any. Okay. Alright.
Dr. Wrigley. I wonder what Pastor Al was going on about when he said there was a way to give the Deity more power. I do remember him mentioning that when the ancient builder first built the Deity, it was decorated with beautiful flowers in 3 different colors. When we planted all those crops before, it gave the old tree power. Maybe planting flowers could do the same thing for the new one? Oh, 3 different colors of flowers, you say? I wonder if that's related to them chromatic keys. Aside from the island he found the old Deity on, there's 3 other little islands off the coast. So there are. The chromatic keys, they used to call them. Perhaps they were named after the colors of the flowers. Oh, that's Rosie. Perhaps they were named after the colors of the flowers. If nothing else, it's worth investigating. One of the islands is just to east of my old borough where we first met. He should be able to fly over from the cliff overlooking the sea there. You'll probably want to warp to the Fat Rat Rise first. Thank you, Mask. You'll probably want to warp to Fat Rat Rise first. It might even be worth your while asking some of the fat rats there for help. Unnecessary dialogue. Like, I understand the point of, restating the objective multiple times, but, like, that was, like, restating it 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, on this file, I completely deforested this area. That's bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, that is. But at least you admit it. Oh god, okay. This whole area is crawling with BTs. Ghosts.
Forgot Radigan's Source Seal. Don't even know if I'll need it this time, but picked it up. Will boost my endurance, I guess. Now I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes wailing on this tail with no bleed weapon.
Ooh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well met, human. You're a builder, aren't you? Certainly you smell like one. This can mean only one thing. It is time for me to uphold our part of the covenant. A builder came here long ago, Squeak. He built the Deity and imbued it with great power by means of 3 types of flowers. When the children of Hargon corrupted the tree, the elders of the Fat Rats, humans, and Bodkin archers gathered to discuss what could be done.
I love how their species is called the Fat Rats.
Well, they are fat rats.
They are fat rats. I'm not denying that, but I think that's very funny and very cool.
We all agreed that the seeds of those flowers must be kept safe until such time a builder returned to the island and rebuilt the Deity. And so we entered into a covenant, the humans, fat rats, and bodkin archers, to keep these seeds safe and pass them on to the next builder. One of the 3 sets of sacred seeds lies in the chest behind me. Take them, builder. They're yours now, Squeak.
Thank you, Miss Fat Rat.
I'm also taking the cell door in the monument.
Is her name like Fatima or something?
No, it's just Fat Rat.
It's just Fat Rat.
I think this is the Fat Rat King.
John Fattest Rat. I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into.
Let's tell that big fat rat there that we found them and get back to the village.
Yeah.
Squeak.
Christ,
The children of Hargon came, destroyed the deity, and turned the soil into slime. So the leaders of the fat rats, the bodkins, and the humans got together to decide what to do about it. They pledged to each protect the seeds of the holy flowers, and to wait the day the builder would return to save us all. And we've been waiting for you to come ever since. Go, builder. Restore the deity and bring light and life back to the island. Squeak. This is Fat Rat Land. Thieves will be nibbled.
Real.
Let her bark. Jesus.
I love a good. I love a good nibble. Teehee.
Oh! That's embarrassing.
Oh, so I was reading Roxas and Painterfic yesterday, which is never a good idea. And a background ship was Shion and Namine, which, from what I understand, is actually a fairly common ship for them.
Yeah.
And my brain, like, broke at that. Because, like, okay, so, like, I have an instinctual disgust with, like, Roxas Shion for, like, fairly obvious reasons, and Roxas Namine for similarly obvious reasons.
Wait, what is the reason? Is it brother-sister
Siblings.
vibes? Yeah.
They're siblings.
Okay.
Specifically, Roxas and
making
Namine definitely are. Like, that's the clearest one to me.
Like,
And then Roxas Shion is, like, either siblings or, like, Shion is meant... Like, Shion's whole thing is being a copycat, right? And it's like, she's specifically copying Roxas, kind of, and also kind of Sora. It's... Basically, it gets weird fast. That's all I'm saying. And,
quite weird.
But I've never thought about Shion and Namine and how I feel about that. Because, like, I still have that instinctual, like, oh, but it's not as bad as everything else. So I don't really know.
My
'Cause
reaction...
also, like-
I mean, my reaction ultimately to Shion Namine is it's a little bit, it's the Mako Haru of Kingdom Hearts, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. These two...
Yeah.
These are
black
the
color
two
scheme
women.
White color scheme woman as well.
Yeah, these are the 2 women who are spare.
Yeah.
I did not want to talk to you, I
naturally
wanted
they
to
go
open the chest. Get off the chest.
I'll be right back.
Poor Mulch.
Like, because there's some ships that, like, I don't, like, there's a level of gross to them, but I also don't care very much. Like, Terra Aqua. Like, has the immediate, like, they are siblings. On a very basic level.
Little bit.
But also, like, I truly don't care very much because... I mean, that's kind of the intention, I think. I think you're meant to read it as romantic. At least partially.
I don't know.
And especially on Aqua's end of the bargain. Like, Aqua feels very traditionally romantic in her goal with Terra.
I suppose. Kingdom Hearts doesn't feel very, like, romance-focused to me, ultimately. Oh, come on.
As a franchise, no. It's just their story in particular.
Alright, time to hunt down the spoil spores on the farm. Oh, well, there's the first one. So nice of you to be in the open and not hidden amongst my trees, like on my personal save.
Yeah.
I hate this mechanic so much in this particular segment of the game.
I mean, I'm not a stickler very much. I think we all know this, that I'm almost always the least moral person in the room when it comes to ships, if my repeated advances on Dojima are any indication.
Right. Oh, Dojima,
But,
man,
yeah.
that you are.
I mean, Roxas Nominee crosses a line, even for me, and so does Sora Nominee and Sora Roxas for similar reasons.
Sora
with
Roxas
the
is in an
additional-
interesting state
So-
that I don't think I've seen it since Kingdom Hearts 2 released.
Hold on. Roxas showed up in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes. Like, I've never seen it after, like, the initial...
Oh, after the initial wave.
Yeah. Because there's always a first wave of shipping.
Where
Just-
everyone's kind of with everyone.
Yeah. Just by nature of new characters, etc. And then, like, the fandom solidifies its opinions
back.
from there. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Like, I've
never actually seen Roxas Sora. Well, I saw one romance. But that was one of those ones where, like, it was, I believe, like, the Sora polycule, more or less. Well, it was Sora and Riku and Roxas and Shion and list all of them together.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's one solution to the problem.
Okay, none are hiding in my trees.
I mean,
No more are hiding on the mountain that
Roxas,
has the bones of my
Sora,
enemies.
Roxas and Sora Nominee were always going to be complicated, even if it wasn't for the family of it all. Simply because Nominee does horrible things to Sora, and Sora's the reason that Roxas died. And Nominee's had her whole thing with Roxas and his death, and so it's too much for me to even
This is
begin to
done.
deal with.
It will be now.
Also, Sora's just in the fun situation of, like, he has his canon. Like, he has his man. And I'm willing to entertain AUs or whatever. Especially, like, Disney World one-offs.
I don't know. It feels like when... Nah, never mind.
Because, like, yeah, I think Sora and Riku are dating and are exclusive, but I don't think they are exclusive. That's what I was trying to say. In the sense of, like, we're world travelers, we deal with almost exclusively hot people all the time. Like,
Oh, hard.
whatever.
Now that he placed that artwood, Cassander, our first blueprint's good and finished. Yippee! Now we just have to plant some milk blossom seeds and give the Deity some real flower power. Ooh, now that'll be something to look forward to. We Wigglies live a heck of a long time. But even so, I ain't never seen flowers before. But where should we put them? I know. Let's plant them around the heartwood that Cassander placed. Go on, Cassander. Plant 4 milk blossom seeds in the earth around the heartwood. Yes, I didn't already do that. Ooh, are. Thank you a million. Me handsome. I ain't never seen pretty little flowers like them before. Oh my goodness, flowers. They're so small, but so beautiful. Are you really crying over a couple of poxy flowers? There must be something seriously wrong with you. But it's the first time we've ever seen anything like them. I'm just so happy. What was that light? It looked like it came from the flowers. I reckon that was them charging up the Deity with all that power them's supposed to give it. I can hardly believe that we... My tongue. I can hardly believe that we have built this ourselves. It wasn't so long ago that we were fervent followers of the children of Hargon. But now we are brilliant builders, and I shall be the much-admired mayor of our community of construction. Huh?
I'm so
Does
sorry
anyone
to
else
say
feel
it
that?
feels so real to me.
There's a wave of energy rising up towards us.
What'd you say, Fat Mask?
Whoa.
How much called you Fox? I don't know why.
What you did was call me fat.
No?
what I heard.
I did hear
that.
I heard fa. I didn't hear
God.
any consonant after, but my brain supplied a consonant.
My brain sure did too. I was just standing there like, okay. Damn.
Anyway, what was your question, Mulch?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I think I'm gonna jump over to General.
All right.
I feel
We don't have
weird,
too much longer.
I know, I don't know why I don't. I'll be...
You're fine.
Okay. Don't worry.
I mean, you know.
Just take the time you need. OMG. Did you guys see that? That wave of light was, like, totally lit. Did you do that, Bonanzo? Well, I didn't do it deliberately, but perhaps I have powers beyond my own reckoning. You lot really are a bunch of idiots. That was the flowers charging up the Deity. Lemonek! And now it's got some sort of aura around it. That's wild. We should totally keep building this thing and see just how cray it can get. I am twirling a lock of hair around my finger when I'm talking like her.
Real.
All right, Cassander. That's the first stage finished, but we're not done yet. It's time for you to draw another blueprint. We're starting to get the hang of this blueprint building business now, so make it as big as you like.
I love this build, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, the Deity is, I think, my favorite out of all of them.
I like the gold bar well enough, but... Like, I like the pool. I think when I get back to my main island, that may be my next project, is I want, like, a community pool situation.
Yeah. My particular, like, my only problem with the gold bar and the pool there is just that it is all one material each time. Like, I would have preferred, like, more of a mix every time. Goodness gracious me, what a wonderful blueprint you've drawn for us, Cassander. Let's get building, everyone! This blueprint will be easy peasy for a wicked strong squad like us. There's still plenty of materials left in the chest, so we haven't anything to worry about on that front. We can get straight to work. You can leave the building work in our capable hands, Cassander. I'm sure there are a lot of other things that need doing that only you can do. If we give it our all, we shall have Cassander's blueprint finished before we know it. Come on, everyone! Let's get started! And with that, we're gonna end it here for the day. So next time, which will be either next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, depending on my mood. I really want to start playing Wind Waker.
Well, think about it, if you start playing Wind Waker, then you're just gonna keep... Dragon Quest Builders will be even worse, because now you'll have 2 weeks to be like, I did some off-screen grinding, and I finished the game.
No, here's the thing. I started a personal save so that I don't do that. But yeah, so it'll be either next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, depending on if I decide we're going to start playing Wind Waker, because I've never played Wind Waker, and I want to get back to a Zelda game.
Yeah, fair.
But I also still want to play this, so Tuesday rotation. Cozy games. Friday... Friday, we will be doing something different, just so I can have time to prepare the PS4 save on Kingdom Hearts 3, so that Arendelle doesn't cook my computer.
Yeah. That's even less of my concern. That the Caribbean's gonna fuck you over. It's gonna fuck my own eyes over. My own eyes don't have enough RAM.
We're taking a week break off of Kingdom Hearts 3, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how long it takes me to to prepare the save, just because I have other things I have to do in my off time too.
Gasp.
So this Friday, we'll be playing What the Golf. I'm very excited for that. Monday is a community night. If you're not in the Discord server, join the Discord server at this link that is now in chat. And you can join in on the community night for our first anniversary as Twitch affiliates. Or as, well, I'm Twitch affiliate, everybody else is just kind of here.
I'm a horrible friend. When's that again?
Monday, the
You wouldn't
21st.
miss it. Okay. Okay. I won't be here. But
That's unfortunate.
yeah.
We've got a poll.
I'm normally not here every other Monday, so
Yeah.
it's whatever.
This ended up falling on the Monday. You're not available. We've got a poll going with a bunch of games that I have, as well as times that you might be available for. So if you join the Discord server, check announcements for that. Should be pinned as of now. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Persona 4 is going to kill me because it is the start of my swapping consonants around.
Yeah.
I hope you have a wonderful
I'm sorry.
I hope you have a I'm never going to get to do this outro. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, see you Friday for What the Golf.